during this time, a lot of small businesses, especially restaurants and bars, are struggling because of obvious reasons.
The hospitality industry is taking a bit of a hit, but you can help out.
Yes, we've got a lot of restaurant and bar partners and other small businesses. And if you go to tomanddan.com and click on the head banner, it'll say, discounts and savings, how you could help.
You can't really miss it. It's right on the dynamic lead of our website.
And there's a list of ways that you could help these businesses, some by buying gift cards for future use while the business is not operating, or like maybe Gringos Locos ordering, delivery Gringos. You can go to gringoslocos.com, and there's all the delivery options, Uber Eats, DoorDash.
I'm on there right now. Enjoy your favorites to go. And yes, you can get beer, White Claw, and any bottled sodas to go.
Yep. And so you could also get alcohol to go during their happy hour times, and their happy hour prices still apply.
2 Double Ds, 2 Lime White Claws, and some queso. Thank you.
And they are setting up all the restaurants to distance yourself from other customers and be safe. But Johnny's is offering gift cards. You get $15 extra for a $50 gift card.
Yeah, well, the West End, Celery City, Tuffy's. I mean, you have to check it out. And we're adding more and more of our partners and friends of the show every single day.
Yep. And if you can't help, just go to tomanddan.com and click on that head banner link. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Welcome back to the show, everybody. If you haven't ever caught our show live, we run a live video feed via Twitch. If you don't know what Twitch is, started out years ago as a gaming platform, and they've kind of opened it up now where, in my opinion, it's one of the easiest to use and best video platforms you can jump on. It connects easily with our Tom and Dan app, and you can watch almost every single ACT and absolutely every Friday Free show on Twitch. Just go to twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Now, if that wasn't enough, we take those videos, I take them, edit them up, kind of compile them and throw them up on YouTube. So just go to YouTube and search Tom and Dan Live. You get all of our shows, all of our cartoons. I've made it so easy to listen on YouTube that you get all video. If that wasn't enough, I still give you an audio-only version of almost all of our podcasts that are posted, so you can just play it in your car. If we obviously don't want you watching while you're barreling down the highway. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Check out both our Twitch channel and our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe.
Update on Fishcam. Had a meeting this morning.
I heard a little bit of that.
Looks like we're moving forward. We'll be heading over to a particular fish tank store.
You were that guy sounded like he was ready to go. Because I heard you say,
I already been looking at some models.
Tom's really good. He goes into almost like savant mode when he's trying to explain a business idea he has. If you could listen to yourself, you would have you already have in certain areas ultimate confidence, you would have even more confidence. It is really weird.
We need that.
No, I don't
more
think
confidence.
I don't think we do. But when you hear him go into an idea or something that he's excited, you're arguably really excited about Fishcam, and it takes a lot to get you to like something that's fun. I feel like Fishcam is fun.
Yeah.
So this is weird, and I don't want, even by talking about this, I'm a little worried that I'm gonna ruin it, because for some reason Sam, after he got off the phone with this guy, he's over on the computer looking at different type of fish, and he's writing down fish names.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
Fish are fun. That's what I'm going to go ahead and you quote me on that.
Are we going to start doing Fish Fridays?
I don't know.
There was a war on fun.
I thought there was fish. Too until he got to fish.
All right, all fins in.
Yeah, fins to the left, fins to the right.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I got 99 problems with a fish ain't one. By the way, Daniel's funniest meme you've ever created.
It's the black scuba diver.
No.
Sort of racist. Yeah. I made a meme.
Well, all good memes are sort of racist.
I made a meme that had this about a black scuba diver, because I had asked the question. The reason it came up is I was we were doing all this scuba diving years ago. I was like, what's not here? Any black people. There are no black people scuba diving with us. This is white. This is the whitest. This is whiter than golf.
Yeah.
It's whiter than golf.
It's not a sport. Now, there are black scuba divers, obviously.
Yes, of course. They're
in the scuba diving world,
it's just a stereotype.
Yeah, it's a stereotype.
So I made a meme that said, I got 99 problems with a fish ain't one, and you loved it.
Yeah.
Is that really the origin of
my favorite meme?
All right, Fish Fridays.
So, anyway.
You're talking to this guy. Does he have a name yet, this guy?
Yeah, Steven.
Steven the Fishman.
I gotta go.
Steven Fishman.
I mean, the deal's not.
It's
not done
nothing
yet.
but-
But,
We haven't signed it with Squid Ink yet.
he's Top Shelf Aquatics, I believe, over there in Aloma.
Starfish.
He's got all the fish.
This guy grows this guy's a coral producer.
Oh yeah, like one of the biggest coral producers.
This is Big Daddy
Now,
Coral.
I don't know if
Big D Coral.
I didn't realize that if you go the coral route, you need special lighting and things that are like huge,
Well, we're gonna
really
have to
expensive
change
systems.
that whole room out there. Our entire lobby is going to have to be pitch black. I have to concrete in these windows first, so we got to make that happen.
That's
then I'm going to have to run a whole aquamation system in here.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have round-the-clock fish nurses. I mean, we're basically going to be housing 2 of Steven's staff members to adequately stock the tank and keep it up and running. And walking through the lobby, you have to be dead silent because the fish don't like that.
We can't do the show anymore.
Actually, we're shutting down the show. We're going to start working for Steven Fishman.
We can whisper. I've been looking at some models and.
Did you know that Samantha does her own show in the chat room during our show?
Yeah.
This is what I'm reading. God damn it! I hate the smell of fish. Like, it's just she's doing her own.
Yeah.
Why do you hate fish?
Don't like them.
Well,
don't like the smell. Don't like the taste.
You're not going to smell these fish. It's not like you're going to walk out there and it smells like a meat market.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're inside water. That's like doo-doo. It keeps the smell in.
Now, if they die because Butler drops his vape pen in there, then it'll smell like fish in here.
Yeah.
And the likelihood of him dropping his vape pen in there very high.
I've been looking at the Red Sea Reefer models. He
started throwing models around for tanks.
Red Sea Reefer.
He's going.
We have other pressing things to get to.
Everything else is boring to me. Like the events and
Give me something else.
The
Give me
parking.
something else.
I got the parking.
Yeah, who cares about the parking?
Yeah, fish tank.
They lied to us anyway. Get the fish tank. I'm fish tank crazy.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Tom. Fish are fun.
Yeah. That's it.
They really are.
It's spreading.
Yeah, it is funny. Coronavirus. I'm fish 19 over here.
Yeah. And once we get in there, all our problems will be solved.
I don't know. That's how that works.
You're going to have to run the business while Tom and I smoke weed and stare at the fish.
Stare at the fish?
We'll blow weed inside the fish tank. You ever got a fish high?
Can you get a fish high?
Oh, you can get them high.
Look that up. I want that in your
put enough,
search history.
Rice grains in there. You eat a whole rice grain.
Don't eat that. Spit that out.
That makes me hallucinate. This fish is going to go crazy.
He's going to go in that little ceramic castle and kill himself.
He'll freak out.
He'll do the Bud Dwyer.
No.
He'll do the Bud Dwyer. Everybody back.
We need a crab.
You cannot. You cannot get fish high.
Really?
What?
It says scientists tried to
Fish are not fun.
lace pellets with cannabis oil to see if the cannabinoids would have a calming effect on the fish. Their conclusion, unlike other pets such as dogs and cats, fish feel no such high on THC. So
it's
all
the perfect pet for us.
Fish tanks, you can stop trying to get
Perfect
your fish
pet for
contact
us.
high.
So
Well, how do they know?
So our fish won't steal any of our precious weed.
Like, I heard Joe Rogan talk about some what are they called? The reindeer is what we call them, but they're up north. They're
elk.
No, not elk, but God, it's a different type. They go in herds and there's a whole thing. Anyway, they actually like
jackalopes.
They prefer. They go crazy to
caribou.
eat caribou, and these caribou eat. Essentially magic mushrooms, these mushrooms that have make you hallucinate and stuff, and they love them. They go crazy to find them, and when they find them, they eat them all up, and they think they have, they get them in some sort of, they get, high, hallucinate or whatever. They enjoy it. So even the animals like it.
Nice job, caribou.
It does say it doesn't affect their life or improvement of quality of life, but it does give fish the munchies.
Oh, really? They'll eat more?
So if your fish aren't eating, put a couple rice grains in there. They ate all the flakes.
They'll eat each other, probably.
Oh, you think so?
What?
Butler be throwing cookies in there.
Here's something that you guys probably don't know. Because of the shape of their body, fish cannot 69.
No, that's
Can't
true.
do it. Mm-hmm. They can lay on top of each other, but that's just 2 fillets.
They get 11. So you can get all types of weird ass in saltwater tanks, like eels and crabs. And
we need an electric eel. We need a baby shark.
We need, what are those weird looking, prehistoric horseshoe crabs?
We can get a horseshoe crab.
Like a miniature horseshoe.
We need what's the thing that plays the xylophone in Little Mermaid? Is that a crab?
Yeah.
Sebastian? We need a xylophone playing crab.
Yeah. That's a regular... we'll get a crab in there.
We need a timid, you can't tell whether he's a boy or a girl, yellow and blue striped fish who's scared of everything.
Oh, yeah. Or we're going Nemo. Yeah, we definitely need a Nemo.
We need a clownfish. A dory. What's a dory?
That's some sort of parrotfish. That's something like that.
That's like a gay, no memory fish.
Yeah.
Maybe one of those.
And then... What else weird stuff? Because
platypus? Can we get a platypus?
Big.
You've been bottom fishing in the ocean, right?
I was going to say I've been bottom fishing downtown Orlando. I've done that. Used to go to T's and Q's here in town and bottom fish all the time.
Let's get some seahorses in there.
Anybody's ever just fished off a wreck or bottom fished in the ocean? You pull up some weird ass.
That's what we have to do.
What?
Let's get a beautiful saltwater tank, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Fishman makes us this beautiful saltwater tank. The red, what is it? The red reefer white acrylic. With the neon lighting. And then we have
Red Sea reefer.
And we have to
rimless reef.
We have to catch everything we put in there.
Oh.
That's the game.
Well, scuba divers go and do this professionally where they catch exotic fish and then sell them to aquariums and stuff.
That's what I want to do. I'm going to put a barracuda in there. Big ass. Gnarly teeth.
You can get some sharks, little baby sharks. You can get some, I'm telling you, there's some weird,
but are they expensive?
Things.
I almost feel like we're walking down a road, not to go back to what Sam was saying about having other pressing issues that need our attention, but I almost feel like this could monetarily get out of control real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast.
Well, no, that's a sponsorship. That's what, you're talking to. You're talking to,
yeah, I know.
And, it's all
I'm
covered.
Out here, it may come as a shock to you, but you're known as Tightwad Tommy. You're a little tight.
It's all covered with the partnership.
Okay.
We get whatever fish we want in there, and they get the promotion at the Bingo Pongo.
Okay, that's fine.
Quid pro quo.
Bro.
Don't know how to say it.
Quid pro quo, bro. Quid pro quo, bro.
I don't even care about being dumb anymore. Nothing
you
matters.
even quid pro, bro?
You can do whatever you want. Everybody they'll vote for you.
Okay, I like it. Let us go and do just a couple of voicemail messages here. If you'd like to leave us one, you can leave us one via the Tom and Dan app. Totally free. All of our content's on there. Sign up to be a BDM member.
Yo, BDM Neil here. I'm listening to the CPR show, and yeah, I was actually trained for CPR, and dude, it is pretty shocking to see how hard you have to hit a baby on the back. And they're like, dude, this baby's choking. Don't be bashful with pat, like, get him on the back, like you got to get it out. And I could hear him doing that, and it is pretty like shocking at first. You're like, dude, holy crap! But like, baby's gonna be fine. Maybe has a little bit of a bruise on the back, whatever. But like, better than death. But yeah, I remember being trained for CPR. Like, you have to use 2 fingers on the baby's chest to compress. But then, like, on the thing, like he was saying, like, yeah, if you get like the rib cartilage like broken, like that's what you want. Like, you want that, and potentially even like maybe a little bit of a broken rib. You want that.
Okay. Calm down, bro.
You want to break the baby's ribs, bro, don't you? Or am I the only one? Am I the bad guy?
By the way, I miss in movies when, you gave up on CPR and then you resorted to just slapping the person's face and then they would wake up from that. The CPR were working and then you're going crazy. You do the move where you grab them by their...
Don't you die on me.
And you're shaking them and slapping their face and then they wake up. You're like,
they cough in the water.
Just teach me to get mad and slap their face crazy. That seems to work in movies. Seriously. It was stupid.
Let's try. Oh man, let's try this one.
Hey, this is Alex from Ocala. Calling you guys from Japan right now.
You can hear
the
karate chopping.
last CT show you guys did. Well, on the best of, you guys are talking about dancing. Daniel said he used to dance, and I don't know if you guys have been to the Disney Springs lately and gone to this club called the Edison. But about every Friday and Saturday night, because I've been there multiple times throughout different times of the year, and this guy's always here. He's a little dancing Daniel Dennis. He's
Ferrari man, right?
Man of shorter stature and has a beard, has nice hair, well groomed, and he gets out there and gets sweaty dance crazemo. It is hilarious. If he's a really nice guy. I've talked to him a bunch of times. Really cool. Don't know his name, but I'm pretty sure it's Daniel Dennis in some sort of makeup. So you can't hide from me forever, Daniel.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, where do you stand on? Because there are guys that will literally they're living their best life. They'll just go out there and get sweaty dancing.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the sweaty dancing. It was the only thing about dancing, especially in Florida, that I didn't really like. If I went and I was dancing, you did hit that point where you're like, woo, a little hot. I think I'll go sit at the table and have this, vodka cranberry.
I always wonder, because there's always those people in society that they start doing something and then that's their thing, and then they just do it all the time and they become known.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the football fan that dresses up and they go to so many games, they just get branded as
That's Dolphin Danny.
Dolphin Danny, or the Browns guys that wear the mask.
Okay, you'll know what I mean by this. We knew a guy.
They become like the unofficial mascot of whatever,
Yeah.
and then even this club down in Disney Springs, he just goes there every single weekend, and then the staff
and
knows
then
him.
they brand him.
Yeah.
You know what? There is a high.
But he's a goof. No one really respects them.
No, they don't. There's a high concentration of DJs that I've met who have only become DJs because they've gone to so many bike nights and played their iPod that now they're DJ and then whatever their name is, but only in biking communities, like in motorcycle communities.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of DJ. I know DJ John is one. I know DJ Bill. I know the guy that DJ called me Daniel Dennis and the Venison. All these guys, it's their thing. So they always go to the bike night, and they're
it's never understood that they get paid anything.
They don't.
They just do it volunteer.
It's their thing.
Yeah. And then that's where they become known as, and then they just ride that out forever though.
Yeah.
They do it until they die. So it's
the first step is going and doing it repetitive. The second step is the staff names you. The third step is you get some equipment. The fourth step, you get a banner. Now you're DJ John or DJ Bill or DJ Dennis and the Venison.
It's funny that people stumble into something and then just ride it out forever.
I like
it. You stumbled into it.
You and I are doing that now.
And it's your thing. But most of these people, it's like a passion project, or it's just what they're known as now, so they can't ever stop because that's the only thing they got.
It's their identity.
The guy that dances out at Disney Springs, he's just that guy. Everybody knows.
That's Zoot Suit Billy.
Yeah. And then that's the only
Ferrari Man. Everybody knows Ferrari Man. You see him around Millennia area. Or,
what was the magic guy?
Blue Martini. The
fat man.
Dennis whatever. He's an attorney. The magic fat guy.
Yeah. It becomes their
the
thing.
Banana Man used to go to the Predators games.
Yeah.
He was.
I think that burned hot. I don't think he does that anymore.
Did Claw start out like that?
Yeah. Also, there's another. John Oliver just did a recent piece on.
John Oliver knows Claw from the Orlando Predators.
Oh my God!
Holy crap!
It reminded me of Claw because there's a MLB team that has their mascot. Their mascot was private, and the guy owned the costume and the likeness rights and stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess recently he tried to hold out for a bigger contract or whatever, and so the team just took his design and changed it legally enough, at 30%.
Oh, dude!
Where now they're just rolling out with their own, and it's different.
He called their bluff.
But it's close enough where no one really cares.
No,
let's be honest.
They don't.
And that maybe the hardcore fans are bring them back. They're real. This is a fraud. But then that'll burn out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? No team is paying.
Yeah, at one point it'll be you got a raw deal. But hey, the team's playing great. No one cares.
So it's similar to Claw, because I remember Bushy used to be mad. Alan is the guy's name
Alan
Duckworth.
Duckworth, great guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
Super talented. That guy, man, you want a mascot costume.
Yeah,
he
builds
will
them.
hand make you a mascot costume. He made the original first Orlando City mascot.
Yeah, he also made
that you and I named.
The mascot in Ace Ventura.
Kingston, we named that.
Ace Ventura 2, where he fights at the end. That mascot he made.
Yep.
There were some other ones, but anyway, he owned Claw and the rights to Claw, so the Predators had to pay him as a contractor to be at every game and stuff.
That.
And
good for you, Alan.
And then Bush was mad. He wanted to figure out any way he could not do that. He wanted to own it himself. he didn't like the fact that he didn't have control over it. But apparently there are some mascots around the country that are like that. Like it starts off with some fan, and then and usually it's a mascot that has nothing to do with the actual team. Like the MLB one was like it looked like a big furry monster. It was some baseball team, had nothing to do. There's a lot of them that it's not like the Marlin. It's just some bizarre.
I've never
monster.
understood the one for Arsenal Football Club, which is my EPL team, is the Gunnersaurus.
Yeah. It's just some nonsense.
And it's a giant, like, what's the plant-eating...
Brontosaurus?
Yeah, it's like a brontosaurus.
Yeah.
The big one with the long neck like that. And then it just has a jersey on. So it's really just a dinosaur wearing the jersey, which I guess I'm okay with, but it's all for kids. Over in England, like that stuff, like you would never catch like a real soccer watching man. Like that's generally, it's only in the kid zones, bro.
And it should be. It's just what is
silly.
it? Yeah. But it does add to the whole overall experience.
Yeah, throw it all in there. Kids need something. I want to be able to take my daughter to the game, and a giant brontosaurus is going to help out, with the distraction level.
Especially in soccer, not so much because the game never stops, really. At halftime, that's it. Baseball, it needs a mascot. A lot of... also basketball, too. Like the last time we were at the Magic game, like there's so many different timeouts and stuff. I enjoyed stuff going out there and doing...
What'd you think of the integrated dance squad? The fact that it wasn't just the girls up there were guys dancing as well.
It's fine.
I felt like
I wanted to say something.
I felt like
I don't like it.
I felt like being...
I don't care.
I feel like you hating fun, and also with your Trump truck. I felt like you draw a line in the sand on that, but I'm happy to see that you're a little more tolerant of boys dancing with girls.
It's a dance squad. Like, again, it's for just...
It's for kids.
Who cares?
You know what I was impressed with? And I'll throw this to the Magic. Look, you want to make me happy while I'm drinking my second beer, put somebody on one of those people... What are those things called? The hoverboards on top of a box where they could fall down. He's doing it on his hands as Stuff the Magic Dragon. I was like, I love it. Keep doing it.
Yeah, you're doing a stunt.
Corey Arkins on the court. She's great. Yeah, it was great. I loved going to the Magic game, man. It's like, there's a lot going on there.
But going back to who doesn't need them, football teams don't need them. Like NFL teams, stupid.
Yeah, you're right about soccer, dude. There's no time.
Yeah, soccer, NFL, basketball. You don't see it in hockey, although they have mascots. But
fan zone. Put it in the fan zone.
Yeah. But baseball, basketball, perfect.
I got to tell you, our hockey team here in Orlando, I mean, their mascot, he's dope. Shades is cool.
No, it's Solar Bears.
Like, he's a simple, tried and true. He's a polar bear. He wears sunglasses. He's cool. Who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
We hit the lottery on that one. Stuff, he's a little weird. I didn't like the fact that they slimmed him down. Like when they went through the childhood obesity initiative or whatever, and they're like, well, now Stuff's making healthy eating choices, so we've slimmed him down. I'm like, come on, you didn't even need to say that. Leave him alone. Now he can't even boof his belly anymore.
Yeah, that was the best part.
Yeah, boofing his belly was great.
It's a magic dragon. He eats love.
Yeah, he's allowed to be fat, right?
He eats love.
Technically, that dragon isn't like kids that are chubby. If you're a chubby kid, maybe you do need to exercise, but dragons traditionally guard a giant pile of gold or treasure, and they're going to be sedentary. They're going to be lazy. I don't want a skinny dragon. That means he doesn't have any gold to protect. Idiots.
Yeah. Also,
everybody knows this.
His biology's different. He doesn't have high cholesterol. It doesn't affect
He's in perfect health.
Dragons have multiple hearts. You idiot.
Yeah, you're so stupid. They have 19 chambers in their stomach.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
They can't...
but Shades is cool. I'm a big Shades fan. Out of all the mascots, he's top of the heap, right? Kingston's pretty good. Because he's like a Rasta lion. Yeah, he's good. Kingston and Shades are the two coolest by far. They pick on stuff.
Is the same guy still do Kingston? Probably not, right?
No.
That was just like at a small intern.
Yeah, that was before the costume change too.
Dude,
they have like a new one now.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Is it like a different version?
Similar, just more aggressive.
Because we need to get Stuff or the guy inside Stuff and just to interview him because that's a weird job we
should call it that too. Inside Stuff.
I remember
Tom and Dan.
Years. This may have been pre-recession, but at one time, Stuff or the guy was making $90K and had a company car. Remember, I made a bit about it on the radio show because I was like, what? $90K?
It's a lot of dough.
And but a lot of it was promotional appearances and stuff like that. But he did well. But then the recession happened. I think they're
like bye-bye.
They had to hire him, but who knows with the new guy? I mean, this was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we can reach out, I guess, and see. Did we hit them all? Is that all the mascots that would be in Orlando?
Yeah. Stuff.
What's Tampa got?
Kingston.
Does the Pride have a mascot?
No, I don't think
they
so.
should, but they probably don't.
It's oh god.
Yeah, don't do it.
Big yellow glove.
Let's see. That's funny. What would it's one of those sponges you fill up with Dawn that always leak.
Yeah.
You buy the sponge that clean
the Dawn
dishes.
wand.
Yeah, the Dawn wand. You buy a Dawn wand. That's her name, Dawn wand. So the Dawn wand, it's a clear tube, and there's a white cap on the end, and you put your Dawn in. There's a sponge that you're allowed to replace on the You're supposed to replace when it gets dirty in the front, and you tip it up, and that thing's just leaking all over your brand new cargo shorts. Oh, it's a mess. What's Tampa got for him,
We
mascot?
got Nitro for UCF.
I don't like Nitro.
Yeah.
Thunderbug of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
That's pretty cool. Thunderbug is cool. I liked it better. Nitro now
He's
is
a lightning bug. Okay.
He's
I was
big
about to say bug.
Well, Nitro is like he's big and like goofy looking now, right? He used to be like a knight in black armor, like a man on a horse. Now he's like a styrofoam goof.
It's more mascot-y, big head, big knight head.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah. Foamy, exaggerated features.
Foam sword. I'm not into that.
Yeah. College, like the best college mascots are either like real, like the Georgia Bulldog, when they go real.
Oh, Uga's cool.
Or
the alligator. Did they ever have a real alligator?
No,
because they have Allie and
just the stupid.
What's the girl?
Cartoon one.
I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever. But they're dumb.
Like FSU, you got the bit where you ride the horse and you throw the spear.
Be careful with that one now. Can't do that one.
I think they still do it.
If you get a real Seminole tribesman, maybe, or
I'm sure they do.
You'd have to. I feel like
it's Albert and Alberta Gator.
Yeah, stupid.
Gator.
Yeah, dumb.
Hurricanes have the ibis.
Is it a real one?
It's what. No, it's
the one that can cross his mouth all goofy, right? He's like,
it's a big
stupid. Nah,
I remember one guy in Miami back in late 90s. He got hit by a stray bullet in like a celebration.
Oh no!
And it made the news.
The ibis did?
Yeah, the guy that played
rough area.
Yeah. I don't think
you killed our ibis.
He was like a fourth string wide receiver. In college football, then towards like they use like either the male cheerleader or someone equivalent to the water boy.
You get a Remy to sign up for it.
Yeah. And then, if you're up by like 34 points, you let him go in for a play.
Yeah. He's normally running up and down the sidelines with a ginormous flag. Anybody else in Tampa? That was it, right? The Rays, they don't have like a stingray, do they?
They probably do. They have that tank up there. Have you ever been to the stadium?
No, I haven't been there. They have a tank?
Yeah.
And it shoots?
Like what?
No, like a stingray tank.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I was thinking more like war tank.
Well, in Jacksonville, they still have the like swimming pool that you can go watch a game in, right? You've seen that before.
Do they? That's kind of gross.
It's Raymond. His name is Raymond. Raymond Ray.
No.
Raymond Ray
for the Tampa Bay.
It's always some drunk girl wearing.
It should have been Billy Ray.
It's a furry blue creature wearing a large pair of sneakers and a backwards baseball cap, completed with a Rays jersey.
They should have made him more like Redneck and called him Billy Ray.
Yes.
Long mullet.
Mullet.
Yeah, he sings an achy breaky heart after every home run.
He kind of looks like a blue Lorax.
Well, then that's not a ray. That's not a stingray. Why would you make the creature completely different than your actual the icon you use as your mascot?
They do that because they found out an actual stingray off-putting.
Not as cute.
Well, no,
not
like
huggable.
a costume with the mouth. You ever seen the Jamaican tour guide hold it up? It looks like a smiley mouth.
Yeah. But it's I think
it's eating girls' bikinis off.
They've probably done studies.
So it's a furry stingray. Looks like smiley mouth, bikini hanging out of his mouth. He's flapping his wings.
Yeah. There's like kids like furry, cuddly, big
stuffies.
Yeah.
Lovies, as you want to call them. Let's take a little break. We'll come back with more A Corporate Time.
No, that's it.
That's it?
We'll see you.
Bye-bye. It is another A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Wearing the brand new Tom and Dan hoodie. I had mine on, but I took it off. If you want to get any Tom and Dan gear, head over to tomanddan.com. Check out our website. And, good news. I spoke to the fine people at Mako Media who do our app.
Yeah.
I believe they also work with the News Junkie. And we are back in the Google App Store for the app. Yeah. There were some issues with new phones and new prerequisites that they require. And they had to do a little work, but they emailed me this morning. We're back in business. So you can go there and search for our free app, get it. All the content's on there. Best way to listen to the show.
Yeah, and that's been something we've always struggled with.
God, we've had an app for like 10 years.
Yeah. Thanks to Joe, our buddy who was a GED computer
he's
genius.
a super genius. Yeah.
I'm always so impressed by someone that knows all the ins and outs of like computer programs and you can realize why I'm
or
impressed.
Just like email, getting access to.
I mean, there is a.
Like, how do you understand this?
How do I sign up for Venmo?
There is a magic part of the like if you go outside.
Signing up to Venmo almost killed me.
Yeah, that
that's
literally
true.
took
That was
2 weeks.
That was the hardest. That was harder than
Venmo
getting my degree.
and trying to pay Cat Ridgway took a solid 3 years away from your sons.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
That's how computer illiterate I am. Is that just getting my bank account?
He couldn't remember the word.
Go to the library.
He's like, what's that thing called? The thing with the keys.
I don't want to learn
the light, the TV with the buttons on it.
I just wanted
They teach adult computer classes at the library.
Yeah, Orange County Library System. If you're a complete dumbass.
Yeah, but they start.
And also, he had Stoney Baloney trying to help him, which did not help at all.
Where is Stoney?
Yeah.
He's Balonian.
I heard Stoney
just balloning around.
I heard Stoney call you in a panic, screaming on the phone.
I know. At first, I thought
he's like, "Help! Help!"
I'm like, "Calm down." Just hold
What
on.
happened? What happened?
And then I was like, is Tuttle freaking out and calling Tom?
I was peeling apples for my dog, and I dropped the knife in it. It cut my toes off.
Yeah. It's all. I'm like, it's okay.
It's fine.
Whatever. So
my shoulder hurts. I can't come in today. All right.
He's on vacation again.
Pretty soon you'll be shaving your head and using my card to buy your herpes medication.
Come on.
Look, I only say it because it's the truth.
So,
we're in a mood today.
No,
happy St. Patrick's Day.
People like the truth. I just felt like I needed to I'm like, what are we, ducks now? I'm like,
it's St. Patrick's Day today.
I'm not working here anymore.
Very happy today.
I've been cast to play the child in The Mandalorian second season, so I'm playing the teen.
It's a good gig.
I'm playing teen Yoda.
So I know this is going to make a lot of
I don't want to use the Force.
Irish people mad. Or maybe it won't because I don't think they care.
I don't think a lot of Irish people listen to the show either.
Yeah, I think, I'm Irish. I can say
true
this.
Irish people. You're Irish?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Didn't you take a DNA test?
I don't know. It's that or Scottish. I consider them the same anyway.
No, that's the worst. Okay, now you did it. That's the worst thing you can say to them.
Old school racism, like against Italians and Irish. Like,
did you call them Italians? Because that's another form.
Like I'm talking about.
What are you, Italian?
Gangs of New York style racism of like that's fine. That's like, it's so far away that it's fine now.
It's not that far away.
Yeah,
I remember I said Irish twins. They're like, how dare
or the Irish goodbye.
Yeah. Like I'm like, no one cares. Anyway, St. Patrick's Day, I kind of put it in the same category as Valentine's Day, and I know that's going to be super disrespectful, but right? Come on.
No,
it's a religious holiday.
I think Cinco de Mayo.
I'll tell you where I kind of do too. It's like it's a holiday.
Yeah.
There's a color that's involved there.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, red.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, green.
Yeah,
what do you do on Valentine's Day? You get a card for your loved one. What do you do on St. Patrick's Day? You usually party. There you go.
Yeah.
I got
it's
you.
More.
It's not Christmas.
It's in like the novelty of.
It isn't a novelty holiday.
You know,
it's not Christmas.
You don't get off of
It
work.
is weird that it changed into a drinking holiday.
I think it's always been like.
But why?
Like a
It's supposed
party.
to celebrate Christianity coming to Ireland?
Because people are racist. They're like, Irish people, they love drinking. Let's drink.
I see. Back to racism. Gotcha.
Yeah. It all stems around that.
Probably.
That's what, yeah.
Have bars stopped using the term Irish car bombs for drink? For
No.
Will that ever go away?
Nah, because again,
that's super racist.
It's so but that's like just like the violent history of that is horrible. Like lots of people died.
The NRA and all.
Oh, it's bad. But still, we're so far removed. We're like the leprechaun.
IRA, not the NRA.
Leprechaun. He's mad. He's boxing.
I love how I
car
said
bomb.
NRA and I meant IRA. You know what?
I heard you say NRA, and I was like, maybe there's something I don't know.
No, I'm not firing all cylinders. Something A. Something with letters and an A.
It's like a 4-leaf clover, leprechaun boxing, drinking, car bomb. Like we don't
rainbow pot of gold.
We're just yelling stuff.
Green beads.
Pinch you if you don't have green on.
Every white person's like, I'm part Irish because they're doing the same thing as the Indian. I think that's a northern, like the southern
sham rock and roll.
If
you grew up in Boston, you're Irish.
Yeah. Anything above what do you think? Like Tennessee, North Carolina.
There are the guys down the road here that fly their flags. They'll be out there. They're super Irish.
Oh yeah. Well, then you got the maybe second generation Irish or whatever. Like if you've got been to Ireland,
if you've got the Mick in front of your name. That's good.
Sure.
I don't think you're allowed to use that term, but I'm just saying.
Again, I think it's no one really cares. I'm
Who's
sure
the most Irish person you know? Probably Big Tim Murphy, right? Murphy. That's pretty darn Irish. Red hair, big guy.
Yeah.
He's quintessential Irish.
His last name Murphy.
He just looks big red hair, big red beard.
Now I have no idea if he's Irish or not, but we'll just go ahead and say he is.
Yeah. I think he is.
I think that's the most Irish person.
He's a leprechaun plus.
Speaking of leprechauns, which I'm sure that's disrespectful. We should talk to a person that actually cares.
It's a fictional character.
No, but I'm like that's associated with St. Patrick's Day, even though maybe it's not. I have no idea.
I would imagine it was gathered through like Irish folklore, right? Or some sort of story.
Yeah.
And then it kind of wove its way from, you would like to think that particular entity came from folklore from Ireland.
I would think so.
But anyway, years and years ago, and I don't even know why we thought of this. But
did this.
I put an ad, and I put an ad on Craigslist for like was it an Irish rap?
Yes.
I wanted a St. Patrick's Day rap.
Yeah, and you said that you would pay. I think it was like $50 or $100 to the person that gave us the best rap on our voicemail.
Right.
You left the studio number. This is a first for us. We're playing audio from A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, which is our podcast that we started doing back in 2009. That's kind of what caused us to do ACT and everything. It's the original we still do every Friday.
Yep.
So this was back in the old studio, probably, what do you say, 5-6 years ago? Probably.
Man, I was trying to figure it out. I mean, if I really dug in here to the metadata, I could tell you.
Yeah.
But I want to say more than 5.
Yeah, it was definitely the old studio.
But it was it was AMT Studio number 2.
Yes.
My wife sent me a picture of our first studio this morning.
I saw that.
Did you see that? Yeah. That was crazy. Like one little room, the room was like half the size of this room even.
Yep.
Tiny room.
And then one little banner. This before we were working with the Danger Brains.
Why do we feel like we didn't even have a camera aspect? Why does everybody feel like they need a banner? Like, I understand it in this studio because it's all soundproofing, so it's like, why not make the soundproofing tile in here look nice?
Yeah.
So we've branded it out and it looks great. But like at that time, why did we feel like we needed a banner?
A banner is the equivalent of the T-shirt when you start a business.
Right.
So
gotta have it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you don't work on your content first. You work on logo and T-shirt, fancy business card, then banner, then content.
Then business at all. Then you figure out how to make $1 from there.
So I asked on Craigslist, hey, I need an Irish rap. We got a decent amount, but then one like really blew all the other ones away because this guy like totally went for it, like hard. And you're going to hear that now.
Yeah, and by the way, this is a total stranger, not one of our listeners. Daniel
this isn't a goof. He is trying his best to come up with the best Irish rap.
In fact,
he'd never heard of the show.
We didn't even advertise to any of our listeners that we were doing this. Daniel just put it up on Craigslist, and the number didn't say, like, he just said, hey, we're looking for an Irish rap. We'll pay $100 to the best one. Yeah. Leave us at the voicemail.
In
we'll
like
call
Odd
you if you
Jobs
want.
Or something.
Yeah. So this
here's a little bit of it.
This is
here we go. We played a couple of times because it's really good. Now in this first call, he up his rap, and then he tries desperately to delete the rap, using the buttons on his phone like you would if you were leaving a message for like a girl or like your boss, and you up something.
Hey, I saw you last night.
I think you're really hot. I was just sitting here.
Oh my god!
Okay, so check this out. You'll like this.
Hello, I'm calling to leave you guys that voicemail for the, I don't know what you want to call it, the Irish song that you got going on, you need a rapper for. Well, this is what I got. I'm a leprechaun undercover. They call me the Green Rover. I'm looking for four-leaf clovers. Won't you holler as you hand one over? I'm a leprechaun undercover. They call me the Green Rover. I'm looking for four-leaf clovers. Won't you holler as you hand one over? Oh, yeah, I kissed the barley stone. Then visions of shamrock guided me home to a new paradise, a pot of gold and some Irish rice. I hope this lets me start over, like, dang.
Okay, so he has to start over there. But I like how he's like, they call me. He's really going for it.
I know we've mentioned, we say this on the show, but he, for sure, he's like, four-leaf clover. What rhymes with that? Rover. They call me the Green Rover. That didn't mean anything. You can't just say a word that rhymes.
Well, Lil Wayne does that. It's fine.
One of my favorite parts is when he goes, I kissed the Barney Stone.
Yeah.
Oh, man, not a Barney Stone. You mean the Blarney Stone? I mean, I'm not even Irish, and I know that.
Well, he doesn't know.
Barney Stone.
This guy's cruising Craigslist looking for easy dollars to make.
I think he does it again.
And that man is Pariah Money.
I think keep going here.
Let's see.
Just wait.
Hold on.
Delete. Wait, he's still on the phone. He's still on. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Leprechaun.
Okay, he doesn't call Okay, back. well, he up, and then like 3 minutes later, or not even, like fucking 45 seconds later, you can hear how much we actually curse on the Friday Free Show. Hey, if you want some uncensored goodness, just TomandDan.com. There you go. This, which is the complete song, it's in its entirety. Ladies and gentlemen of a mediocre time, I now present Leprechaun Undercover.
Okay, I'm trying this again. I'm a leprechaun undercover. They call me the Green Rover. I'm looking for four-leaf clovers. Won't you holler as you hand one over? Yeah, I'm a leprechaun undercover. They call me the Green Rover. I'm looking for four-leaf clovers. Won't you holler as you hand one over? Oh, yeah, I kissed the barley stone. Then visit the shamrock guided me home to a new paradise, a pot of gold and some Irish rice. Ha, 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 when she hit me with the shillelagh. These bagpipes are driving me crazy. Large potatoes got me lazy. Kiss and revive me, I'm an Irish baby, 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 baby. Leprechaun baby, now I got my overalls on. White stockings on. I'm welcome to my home by a freaking gnome. Hey, leprechaun, you're shorter than me.
He does all the voices and everything.
Man.
One of my favorite parts of this.
He turns into a leprechaun.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts.
He's a leprechaun undercover.
I'm going to rewind it just a touch because
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I rewinded just a touch because one of my favorite parts is I got my stock fucking zone. Like I like
You got confidence.
yeah. He's suddenly becomes
going for it.
He's like, word up. It's a cold word. I've got my fucking zone. I've got my shooting round. I like that. It's confidence.
Yeah.
You hand one over. Oh yeah, I kissed the barley.
Barley. So he said Barney and he said
Got
barley.
me home to a new paradise. A pot of gold and some Irish rice.
We looked that up on the show. There is no such thing as Irish rice.
Ha ha ha, well, she hit me with the shillelagh. These bagpipes are driving me crazy. Large potatoes got me lazy. Kiss and revive me, I'm an Irish baby. Leprechaun baby.
It's another one of those parts that sticks in your brain is the fact that he's like, baby, and then he's like, he holds the photo, he's like, baby.
Yeah, he's doing reverb.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Now I've got my overalls on. White stockings on.
I've got my overalls on. White stockings on.
Where is this guy now?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
We gave him the money and he OD'd that night.
Potatoes
we
made
gave him
him
$100. He OD'd that night.
Yeah. We
This
killed
is
him.
a shamrock guiding me home to a new paradise. A pot of gold and some Irish rice. Ha ha ha, well, she hit me with the shillelagh. These bagpipes are driving me crazy. Large potatoes got me lazy. Kiss and revive me, I'm an Irish baby. Leprechaun baby. Now I've got my overalls on. White stockings on. I'm welcome to my home by a freaking gnome. Hey, leprechaun, you're shorter than me, but you wear clovers. You're very lucky, I see.
Oh, now it's a gnome. It's gnome versus leprechaun.
Yeah. This is an epic.
Yeah, it's an epic battle. He's like, hey there,
ballad.
leprechaun. You're shorter than me. I don't know about that.
Hold on, is a gnome?
I think
taller than a-
leprechauns are taller than gnomes.
Yeah. Based on.
Gnomes are really little.
Yeah.
They're garden gnomes.
Yeah. Gnomes are. Yeah, this guy's got his whole.
Like, I believe
thing
a
wrong.
leprechaun is about
One
the
of
same
the
size
big gnome.
as a little person, right?
Yeah. Based on the movie.
Yeah. In fact,
Leprechaun.
I think all little people are leprechauns.
yeah.
Like real ones.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Everybody does that.
Yeah, that's true.
That's science.
They all have a pot of gold.
Yeah.
And Irish rice.
Yeah. And they're shorter than me.
Hey, leprechaun, you're shorter than me, but you're wearing clovers. You're very lucky, I see. I see.
Oh.
Leprechaun baby.
I see.
So then it becomes Dr. Seuss.
I see. I see a cup of tea. Do I drink the tea? Me and my friend Flea. Flea, do you like tea? Yes, I do, you see.
It's got, come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I do this
And it
every
started
night with
out
my daughter.
Leprechaun Undercover, and
Yeah.
it ended with Leprechaun Baby.
Yeah, I do this every night with my
Leprechaun
daughter doing
baby.
sight words. I'm like, oh, God.
By the way, this is not a listener. This is a rando on Craigslist.
We should do this again.
I know. For whatever reason,
Sam?
we struck gold and then never
Oh,
did
I
it
see
again.
what you did there. All right, Sam. Go ahead and put a Craigslist ad out today.
For another
Say
St. Patrick's Day.
another St. Patrick's Day wrap, $100 bounty.
Do I have to have like an account for this?
Yeah, you gotta. I have an
I got
account.
multiple.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
got
gonna need
one
your
for.
login.
I got one for missed encounters, and then I've got one for what do they call it? Backpage.
What's the one where you cheat on your wife? It's like
Ashley Madison.
Oh, yeah,
I think
Ashley
they shut
Madison.
that down.
Yeah,
they did.
That guy like got sued
Did he?
crazy. Yeah.
because the names got released.
Yeah.
that's what
There
happened.
was a-
Ashley, you screwed it up.
Make an account called Irish Baby, and then we'll log in. We'll do the thing. We'll do the hey. We're looking for a leprechaun. What do we want to say?
We're looking for an Irish rap. $100.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Themed
/ Irish /
Yeah.
leprechaun styled rap.
I think in the original post you gave suggestions like please include
those specific words you had to use.
like Blarney Stone, but he didn't know. Didn't know what that
he
was.
said
He's
Barney
like,
and then barley.
Yeah. And
did I give
four-leaf
suggestions?
clover? Yeah, I think you said potato, four-leaf clover. You like green. You like you started saying like, hey, you
Oh,
can
well, then
include
why don't
these.
I just write the rap? Then?
yeah.
I'm doing all the work.
Yeah. Well, you needed.
It's like a buffet. You walk through, you get everything, and then you want me to tip you?
If we don't get if you don't give them instruction, they're just gonna wrap.
Well, this is
into
like
the Spider-Verse a little way. They're just gonna see it because they don't know. Everybody's lazy.
Right.
Yeah. They're just gonna be like, I'm not scared. It's like, that's goddamn Spider-Verse.
That's pretty good. That's good that you know that. Oh, goddamn Irish baby. I love you so much. This guy goes down in history. He's probably our favorite caller of all time.
We called him. And
we did call him.
Here's the thing. We're not even. Yeah, we passed that on. If you're a BDM, you can go back and get that OG show.
Yeah.
It's available.
It's out there.
Our whole back archive.
It's named Irish Rice and the Supervillains. I believe the Supervillains came in that same day and sang "Drinking Tonight." Weird thing is that was the first time we'd ever heard that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's the
we're
first
like, wow, that's really good. They're like, want to hear it 20 more times?
You'll see.
Yeah. Fast forward 6 more years.
So, because today is St. Patrick's Day, now full transparency, we're recording this early because Daniel and I are in Colorado right now. But,
or in quarantine. That's right. Could be anywhere. We don't know.
Probably higher than Chong.
I don't know where we are right now.
Yeah. Definitely higher than Chong, even in heaven. Which
even in quarantine.
Yeah.
Even in heaven.
They're like, sir, you have a fever. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, if I get sick, even when I was sick before, it never stopped doing THC, make you feel better. If you're going to be sick and not high, you idiot. So St. Patrick's Day, people go out and party the weekend before or weekend after, not necessarily day of, unless you're really like an Irish person that wants to be traditional, right? But the normal person that kind of takes the holiday as an excuse to party, they're doing it the weekend before, like not tonight. Yeah. Like you're not gonna
you gotta go to work the next day.
Yeah, and your boss is not gonna excuse you like Superdo
Gigante. I'm Don Francisco.
I feel like companies and bosses give more of an excuse to the Super Bowl Monday than they do St. Patrick's Day, whatever the day after.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think so. Because it's more America's pastime.
Yeah. You're like, Super Bowl. I watched it.
Even though I know people say that's baseball, but I mean, like, football is really where people have the. I don't see anybody having
baseball watch parties.
Baseball parties.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a World Series, but always a Super Bowl party.
Yes, for the whole country.
Right.
You'll have like a World Series party if it's the baseball team in your town.
Sure.
But out of town, most people don't care.
We don't even have a baseball team. So I mean,
and I feel like most people aren't having St. Patrick's Day parties at their house for the most part. I mean, there are for sure a bunch, but who's really throwing a St. Patrick's Day party at their house on a weekday? Like, again, I think you'd have to be super Irish or have that tradition or something to do that.
Yeah, what's weird to me about those type of holidays, and I'm kind of envious in a weird way, because like my nationality doesn't lend to me having any type of true like holiday that I can attach myself to.
Yeah. Me neither.
Like, I mean, whether it be like, you can list all these different, crazy holidays, like it would be nice to have some sort of like pride in it, so I guess I gravitate more to like what, your July 4ths, your Independence Day, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get,
but even then, it's kind of like, if you're the standard whiteo like us, we don't have any culture to attach ourselves to that would be like significant. I like culture and people that have culture in their lives and like have tradition and stuff like that. Like I S on it all the time because we S on everything, but I do like that whole thing, like being attached to some culture and doing something that everybody in that culture does, like it's cool. Like everybody wants to be a part of something, and my wife like kind of attaches herself a little bit to the Swedish culture and like likes to do like when it's like midsummer, likes to small little things, put out the Dahlia horse,
and then eventually
what?
Then eventually I think your boyfriend's forced to cheat on you, and then they burn you alive inside of a inside of a wooden thatch hut. Is that what happens over there?
In a bear suit.
In a bear suit. Which I was like, whoa, so many similarities.
So,
right?
Yeah.
Although, okay, so if you're Irish and like real Irish, like from Ireland, and it's St. Patrick's Day, do you do anything that we don't do? Like,
It's supposed to be a Irish feast day to celebrate Christianity being brought into Ireland from St. Patrick.
So you just cook maybe some traditional Irish grub and celebrate your family. I like that. That sounds amazing.
What are traditional Irish
So it's like
dishes?
Irish Thanksgiving almost.
A lot of potatoes, haggis, shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, and what about corned beef and cabbage?
Okay, yeah.
I can get down to some corned beef, man.
I like corned beef, not so much the cabbage part, and the haggis. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sure there's good haggis.
I'm
but,
okay with cabbage, man. Like if it's done right.
Yeah. If anything's cooked like delicious, I'll eat it.
like sauerkraut. You know, I can get down to some sauerkraut.
Yeah.
I don't like sauerkraut.
I just like even my mouth's watering thinking about it. Like Andrea's grandma. Yeah, you put some sausages in there. Yeah, for sure.
What?
Look up traditional Irish foods.
Yeah. I think you're
Irish stew.
Oh, I get down with some stew.
Either with lamb, mutton, or beef.
Jimmy makes a lot of stews.
Bacon and cabbage with potatoes.
Okay, yeah.
Boxty, which is a potato pancake.
Right.
I'll crush a potato pancake.
Yeah.
My dad used to make those.
Coddle, which is sausage, bacon, and potato. Kalkinen, which is mashed potato, kale, or cabbage and butter.
Kalkinen.
Yeah. And Ulster. I don't know what that is. It just says the soda farl. Don't know.
It's a lot of
traditional Irish cuisine.
Meat, potatoes, cabbage,
Kalkinen,
kale,
lamb.
Yeah.
All the same. You know, it all come down to it. It's
corned beef.
Yeah, it's usually a meat, a
Irish
starch.
soda bread.
I like soda bread.
What about desserts? I have
potato with a whipped cream on it.
Ireland, not really known for the desserts,
Baked
right?
potato with sprinkles.
Like other, Italian,
cannoli.
Desserts. And
so soda bread apparently is a dessert.
Soda bread.
Yeah. You can spread sweet marmalade or jam on a slice.
Sweet.
Irish coffee, Bailey's cheesecake.
That sounds like a new one. Bailey's cheesecake. That's like something that some Karen whipped up in her kitchen.
You gotta try Karen's Bailey's cheesecake.
You just put Bailey's on cheesecake. How do you call it Irish?
That's racist.
Yeah.
Irish spice cake.
All right, that sounds more legit.
Yeah, that does.
Again, it's just
it's just spice cake.
We're all dealing. It's like Taco Bell. We're all dealing with the same ingredients, right?
If you came
and you're
to
just
me,
fashioning them different, like the.
You know the difference between like Irish spice cake and Dominican Republic spice cake, like. If you gave me any spice cake and said, that's Puerto Rican spice cake, I'd be like, yes, it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I'm not gonna like know what spice is indigenous to Ireland.
How different can a cake be? Is it like cake? We get it.
Fruit cake. That's where things get a little off the rails.
Gross.
It's like
I think that's American. Is that American?
I don't know. It should be outlawed. It's disgusting. It's like old Jell-O, is what it is. Like Hard Rock old Jell-O.
We don't have anything really. I'm sure we do, and I'm not a chef, and Juan would probably yell at me if he heard this, but Americans, we don't have any culinary dish that's like real, like
hamburger.
Proud of. Yeah, it's like a hamburger.
Fruitcake dates back to the Roman times.
Yeah, it's gross. Rome fell, too. That's why.
That's true.
Romans.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
They're gross. I'd eat an Irish baby, though.
baby. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, maybe we'll do a couple emails. So stay with us. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Corporate time. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, good job.
In 2 more days, it's Casual Friday. Don't forget to iron your Levi's. It's a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. We have a really, really good client, and this could be an awesome resource right now while we're all kind of in the midst of uncertainty. But the Orange County Library System, they are canceling all of their events moving forward. Let me just make sure and say events. That's what they're canceling. But
they're not closed.
No, as of right now, early voting at library branches, that's going to continue as scheduled as of right now. Census 2020 is still scheduled to set up tables at the locations that they planned. You can check all that out at on their webpage.
OCLS.org.
Thank you, sir. And, go to OCLS.info. You can find out more information there. And also, libraries will remain open for normal hours to provide library services to customers. There's going to be some stuff you can do, some stuff you can't. But for the most part, the library is still open, including ebooks, audiobooks, online classes, streaming TV, music, all the databases that they have there. Like I said, OCLS.info for more information. But just letting you know, if you are bored, if you do need some info, if you are looking for something to do, that's an excellent resource. And they're still open and chugging along. Now, things might change, but as of right now, still open.
Yes. So we got a contestant for Weird Job Wednesday.
Let's do it, buddy.
We'll see.
Just go in the classics, you know. Sometimes you need to comfort people.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
All right, on the line with us right now, Aaron. What's going on, dude?
Hi, how are you?
Good. So it's kind of last minute, but we were asking some people on Twitch if they want to participate.
Is this
in Weird
the
Job.
mommy?
So, what is your job, Aaron?
Well, I have a bunch of jobs, but my day job is as a pyrotechnician for Off-Broadway here in New York.
Okay.
Dope. So you get to get away with a little bit more than Broadway cats do, right? Because Off-Broadway may be a little spicier with some of the things that they can and can't do, or no?
Well, it depends. Like, the directors are a little edgier, for sure, on Off-Broadway, but there's a lot less money.
Right.
So it's harder to, bribe the fire department to let us do what we want to do.
Right.
Gotcha.
And do you?
But,
I'm assuming you still have to be like certified in doing this. Or,
oh yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, I am licensed in a few different states. I actually started at SeaWorld doing pyro, and then I joined the circus for a few years, and I toured around doing fireworks for them. And now I'm in New York, and I'm one of like 200 people that have licenses in the city, because it's really, really strict.
I've always wanted to know what it would feel like to set a dolphin on fire.
So, how did you get into this line of work? Like, how do you become a pyrotechnician for anything?
That's a good question. I kind of just fell into it. My dad was a stagehand at SeaWorld for a long time, and when I was in high school and college, I needed an after-school job, and so I became a stagehand too. And they needed a bunch of people to do the pyro because it was an outside gig in the summer. And most of the old people in the department did not want to be handling stuff outside in the sun. But since I was 18, I was like, sure, sign me up.
Right.
And I fell in love with it, and I did it for a few years, and now that's become my thing.
That's exactly how I have a very good buddy that I went to school with to play drums. Like we were always in drumline together.
Uh-huh.
His pathway was he started stagehand for like let's say rock and roll bands.
Yeah.
Then he gravitated to like I think he moved his way into like lighting and rigging.
Yeah.
Then needed the same as what he's talking about. Needed someone to help with pyro. He started doing that, dabbling in that and in a professional grade fireworks. And now all he does is like he'll be hired professionally as a pyro guy for like Metallica, and that's like his job.
Yeah.
And he fell into it through other like entertainment stage handy type deals, you know.
But Aaron, so you don't have any education or training when it comes to explosives? Like you went out there and used loaded the mortars out on the swim platform at SeaWorld so that they could do their fireworks display, because no old men wanted to do it because too hot, and now you're a pyrotechnician and responsible for people's lives. So how do you know about explosives or anything?
Well, I am college educated, so there is that.
Well, what's your degree in? I'm college educated. Well, that means nothing. You listen to me. You know.
Tom always
points goddamn nothing.
He points out my degree first always, and then he remembers halfway through that he has
I don't even remember I had one.
You're like, Daniel's got wait a minute, I've got a college degree.
Do you hear how dumb I am, sir? It means nothing.
We're both not shining examples of UCF.
Right. Yeah,
Frank Gore, he's got a degree from UM. Can't read Cat in the Hat. That's what EJ told us.
You're not supposed to repeat that. Actually.
Oh my god.
So, how do you know what's safe or not?
Well, I have had to take classes, and I have had to take exams for all my licenses, and I've been doing it for a long time, and that counts for a lot with the fire departments around here. Is more that you have practical training versus, it's like reading a manual, because even the fire department here, the people who have jurisdiction over me are the explosives department, which apparently they are not good friends with the regular firefighting community, and because the regular firefighters here in New York don't actually have any training dealing with pyro or explosives. It's a very specialized thing. So I've had to take classes and take exams and interviews and background checks and all that kind of stuff. But you're right. For the most part, it was just here's some mortars, go load them, and hit the fire button. For the
I like that. I like that a lot.
So Aaron, now I know as soon as you start doing some sort of sparks or pyro indoors, it ramps up. Obviously.
Don't talk about Great White.
What licenses? No, seriously, that's the worst example of what happens when things go wrong.
Terrifying.
I've actually met the investigator of the Great White disaster, and because he was one of the fire marshals on my last gig with the circus, and he was a hard ass, obviously. So they take all that very seriously when it's indoors. We have to make CAD drawings to show the fire department exactly how many inches away each effect is going to be from the closest human being, where all the fire exits are, where you're going to set up fire extinguishers or other fire suppression systems, where your safe is, where you're going to store all the pyrotechnic material. Then you also have to show them exactly how you're transporting the material to the venue from wherever you're buying it from. And it all has to be in a packet, sent in, and then they review it and approve it. They take it very
Cardboard
seriously.
box, Ford Escape.
Next to my lawn equipment. Obviously they take it. With the Great White tragedy, did they just not get any permission from anybody? Because I doubt any sort of fire marshal inspected that whole setup they did and deemed it appropriate, right? Is it just the renegade just did it, right?
I'm not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't even bother asking for permission or have a licensed pyrotech there. I think they just had some, over-the-counter fireworks and set it off. Because as I understand it, they didn't even have proper fire escapes in that venue.
They had the locked. They had the doors, the exit doors locked and stuff.
It was a perfect storm of really bad stuff. Yeah.
So, which is crazy that happened in current. I understand if you're it was a 1918 and we didn't know. This was in the GD early 2000s.
But people do stupid things.
I know.
It's you're talking to the same people that fry turkeys in their living room every Thanksgiving. It's why would you do that?
So, you primarily did off-Broadway off-Broadway or do off-Broadway stuff. What kind of pyro are we talking? Is it just like the spark, like the fountain of sparks? And,
yeah, it's like when somebody in Rent gets AIDS, do you goo-goom, goo-goom, goo-goom?
Yeah, so the show I'm on now, or were on until a few days ago, because all the shows here have closed for 8 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that in a minute, what you're going to do, but let's talk about the job.
Yeah, so the show is called The Play That Goes Wrong, and the touring version actually was in Orlando.
I heard that's really good. Yeah, man, I'm extremely familiar with that, and I heard it's a really good show.
I love it. It's my favorite show that I've ever been on. But so the whole premise of the show is that the set keeps falling apart on the actors as they're trying to perform the show. And so, yeah, the effects in our show are just little sparks and a few flash pots and flame effects. Because there's a gag where they mistake a bottle of whiskey for a bottle of paint thinner and accidentally set it on fire. And so that's the biggest effect that we have in the show. So it's only 4 hits, I think, out of the whole thing. Like when I was at SeaWorld, I think we had 700 effects in each show.
Wow.
And here it's just 4.
Well, each firework is counted as an effect, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it sounds pretty cushy too, because like obviously you got some flash paper, you got a little a bottle that lights on fire.
But if he messes it up, I'm talking the cues. I mean, when you've got less, the good thing about having 700 different little flashes is that if you only got 658, you're all right.
Well, are you responsible for making sure it goes off in the performance, or just responsible for the safety?
Yeah, or safety.
All the above. We've had some bad effects because we don't manufacture them. We buy them from a company that makes them all, and they ship it to us, and we just load it, and we have to test it every show before we open the doors. But every once in a while, we'll get a bad one, and it just won't fire, and it's like really, it really messes with the actors. They think that I'm screwing with them, but it happens sometimes.
Do you think actual fire or combustible effects will be taken over by some sort of laser technology or projection?
Well, you've seen even in the major theme parks, you've seen the faces of certain characters on rides are now... They're almost like a formed digital board in that they don't have to sculpt it anymore. They just do like a plain mannequin face, and then they
project it on
the contour, is projected on there. So you can do so much more with it. It's just not real.
I'm just thinking of like business. If I have to pay you and the fire marshal and my fees,
lot of hoops,
or I could just do this all through some sort of effects that I don't have to now deal with anything combustible, and then therefore all this expense.
Right.
Like, I'm just thinking of what giant corporations and shows will do. Are they leaning more towards that?
Yeah, there's a lot of projection mapping happening here in New York right now. I think it's like the biggest tech that people lean on right now, but it's still really, really, really expensive. So it's probably actually more cost-effective to use the real fire at this point and, pay the insurance of the fire marshals and me and all the consumable effects rather than pay a video designer and pay for the projectors to actually do the effect at this point. But, we'll see. In a few years, I probably won't be doing this anymore.
Well, then maybe you'll pivot, though, because by that time you would like to think that the non-practical effects, the ones that are kind of, simulated, will be cheaper, and maybe you'll be doing that.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know, let's say Craig from Pyrospot, like he knows a lot about fireworks. He sells fireworks and stuff. Mm-hmm. But do you know the inner workings of like fireworks? Like, could you take one apart and rebuild it, or just? That's
a good question.
To a point, I know the chemical makeup of all the powders that go into it, but I've never manufactured each device myself, so I wouldn't want to be the person trusted to actually put it all together.
You should try that while you've got some time off. While we're all, you should do that in your own apartment.
I remember I had a bad run-in with a fire marshal during a stunt at the Monster Jam one year.
I remember this.
I was jumping a scooter into a bunch of it wasn't in boxes. It was like those square, when they wrap hay bales and like kind of a plastic with like oil company, or like motorsports Monster Jam. Like you see it a lot of motocross. There's like hay bales wrapped in plastic that line the course, so it kind of
gives a little cushion.
Also, it's a way to advertise because they sell advertising, and a way to acts as a wall.
Sure.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd
It's a barrier.
stack those up, and I was going to jump a scooter into a pile of them, and I decided to put a smoke bomb, which I didn't tell anybody because
it's a secret smoke bomb.
By the way, I'm in the middle of the Citrus Bowl of dirt all around me. Like, it's not like I'm in a national forest where it's you can't start a fire. The kindling everywhere.
The closest person to you is like what, 200 feet away or something?
More than that. Like, I'm in the middle of a football field surrounded with dirt. Yeah. Anyway, I lit that smoke bomb because
this guy lost his ass.
I wanted to have a smoke trail when I jumped in the bear suit. People are chanting drunkie. But when I lit it, I saw people started to run towards me, and I got back on because I was like, they're going to stop me. And I was like,
and he took off.
And I jumped it. Now, it was an old SE smoke bomb, and how
long had that thing been in your attic?
In my garage. And smoke bombs, it was like the big cylinder, it looked like a half stick of dynamite. It was like a cylindrical smoke bomb.
Put people at ease.
It was shooting fire.
Novelty Acme dynamite.
I don't know why they do that. Whoever designed smoke bombs, like the beginning, it shoots a blowtorch of fire for a while, and then and then all of a sudden, and then it goes.
Even for a hot minute, Black Snakes used to do that. It's like you lit it. It's like.
Yeah, why is it blowtorching fire?
Yeah,
stupid.
Chill out.
Anyway,
they started catching those bales on fire, didn't it? Because it was still burning.
It wasn't. I mean, it burned them a little bit. But
a little bit.
That guy was mad. He was screaming. He was going to yell. He was like, "I'm going to sue Clear Channel." The whole thing. We
got yelled at too because we weren't even. Remember, I ran out. And I was like, "You're not supposed to be out here." And he was yelling at everybody.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so they take it seriously, which, if you think about it, like, there is the Great White scenario that happened, but for the most part, I feel like society's pretty good with handling fire.
I also feel like that tragedy should have a different name because everybody keeps calling it the Great White thing, and I'm like, it was not great. We should call it something else.
And honestly, in all my years of living, that was the only big tragedy I've ever heard of while using pyrotechnics. And so, Aaron, have you heard of other?
Was the James Hetfield, and then Michael Jackson torching his hair, and
Pepsi. Although mainly those guys standing in the wrong place while something went off. So their fault because they've been told. By the way, have you had any other instances that maybe the public didn't know about? Because I feel like besides the Great White one and the Michael Jackson setting his Pepsi hair on fire,
and I think maybe at one time
a tragedy.
The dude from Rammstein, but they're notorious for having flaming cannons and
and those guys are pyrotechnicians themselves. Like, they're all licensed and design their own shows, so they know the risks already.
Daniel almost blew himself in half with
any.
Yeah, I used to
Fire D.
I used to have a Fire D, and then they outlawed it because they were like, yeah, that's a handmade firework. In fact, the guy I was talking about earlier that does this, he's the guy that would make the Fire D. I trust that guy. He knows what he's doing.
But then he said, if this thing
if it did go off incorrectly, it would have severed me at the waist. Just cut me in half. And I'm like, whoa! That made me sick.
A lot of rednecks. We'll sneeze their teeth out.
That's aggressive.
Anyway.
Give us one more buddy call.
Have you heard of any bad things?
Not as bad as that. I have seen some devices go off in people's hands before, which has sent them to the hospital, and they've survived okay after recuperating for a while. But that's really the worst I've seen. It's pretty safe nowadays. Mostly because it's really controlled. They don't let people who are risky
in a bear suit.
Have possession.
Again, fine. It wouldn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
So
what do you,
what do you make? What do you make?
Well, what did you make? Because like we all know now that you're going to starve to death.
Yeah. Well, so I'm a freelancer, so I have a lot of different gigs, but this one was paying me about $50,000 a year.
Oh, that's good. Although you live in New York, so that's like making
like about 18,000.
Right.
Right? Like it's right around 18, 19,000. I think if I'm doing my math right.
Yeah. You work part time and you live way richer than you are. And what are you going to do now? Just rely on your other jobs?
Yeah. Well, so my other thing is I'm what's called a technical director, and I build sets for theater.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm basically the foreman. So I used to tour all over the world doing this, but now all of my work has ceased, at least for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Potentially for more. So we'll see what happens. Right now, my pantry is full, and I have a bunch of checks in the mail coming to me, so I'll be all right for a little while, but
well, we can help out,
4
too.
4 or 5 days.
Yeah, we can help out, too. Go ahead and give out your Cam Soda. Give out your Cam Soda address if people want to maybe spoil you. Go on your Amazon wish list. I'm good for at least one pair of panties that say Home of the Whopper on them.
Home of the Whopper.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron. We got to take a break, so thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, dude.
Of course.
All right, thanks, man. Talk to you soon.
Be safe.
Here is a Dan Dennis promise. I'm going to give you guys right now on the show, and if you want to call in, I'll let any listener right now that's out of a job call in and plug your Cam Soda.
Oh, okay.
I will let you call in and plug your Cam Soda address, and we'll get on there. And just don't forget to give out your Amazon wish list, too.
All right.
Spoil me.
Well, we got to take a break. We're going to come back with more corporate time right after this.
Remember, the nerds of today drive the Lamborghinis of tomorrow. And by Lamborghinis, we mean a 92 Saturn. Cheer up with a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So we finally got her in studio.
Yeah. You've been so excited about this because there are some that have said that you have a female counterpart. You have a female version of yourself, almost a mirror image, just a prettier mirror image of you that enjoys what we call that grift life. The unbelievable deal, the hovercraft with next to no jizz cracks in it. If I may.
Well, Tom wants to be her life coach. He's talked to me about this.
Well,
a lot.
you are adamantly against it.
I don't want that to happen. You're going to ruin her life.
Yeah, this is one of your best friends, if not your best friend. This is a life partner scenario. I mean, you guys go so way back. But every time we talk to this particular woman, I feel like her life is spiraling more and more into Griftland. And we brought her in today. We haven't seen her. We've talked to her on the phone recently, but, a couple of months ago. I want to say longer than that, actually. I want to say like maybe 4 months ago. We talked to you about your pool. And I'll let you go ahead and introduce little Grift and Jesse.
Yeah, Samantha, how long have you known Jessica for?
Almost my entire life.
Okay, so whole life.
We grew up together,
And I think I follow Jessica on social media, and every time she's
the great hot tub disaster.
How did that?
We met her through you and through the show, and then from coming to meetups and stuff like that, and that's how we met you. But I don't think until like maybe even last year, I didn't know that
how deep the grift goes.
You were hiding it pretty well. Like you were hiding your griftum. From all of us.
She's proud of it now. Thanks, Tom.
Well, it was only social media that I think gave me the ability to kind of peek into her life. And I know that you're on her Instagram right now, just kind of going through. And I saw you over there like a wise old teacher. You're going, okay, yep, I see that, yep. And you were doing like a little bit of inventory. What are your thoughts so far as an advanced grifter?
Well, I get great enjoyment. It's kind of like you want people to be doing the same thing.
Misery loves company.
Or that saying. I could have just used that.
No, just rewrite it.
Doing the same thing with people and you're all miserable. How about that?
And they like being around.
Yeah. Well, let's say, company in misery.
When I see other people doing it, I'm like, they're doing it. Ah, yes, because
just like me.
All I get is yelled at from Daniel, Samantha, my wife, everybody else. My mom's my mom's with me. she raised me.
Don't listen to anything I say.
So when I see other people, I'm like, they're doing it. They love fun and doing things wrong too.
There's vitamin C in Sunkist, you idiot.
So, by the way, what ended up happening with the hot tub? Because when your old man cutting it up,
graduated from hot tub. Okay, let's go.
That took years off my life.
Was that your first grift, the hot tub, right?
I mean,
no. Hell no. She's been grifting her whole
that
life,
was just
dude.
my first big one.
That was your big heist.
What really spiraled my grifting was buying my first home.
Yeah,
that's what
now you have a place to put all your junk.
I always grifted here and there, but I had nothing when I moved into my house, so I had to grift crazy.
Oh, you had to get it all. Yeah.
And now it's like I have my own place to put all these things. So
and I don't know,
junk it up.
Here's part of the Florida grifting lifestyle, which is basically just a fancier name for white trash.
They call that the white Sanford and Son.
And I know, I've been there. I fight it every day. Like every time my wife tells me something, this cost this much. Like we're going to like our last piece of thing for our bathroom. I know you're redoing a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
My wife,
did you start back yet?
No, we're on slowly.
It's on hiatus. Ours is
that
taking
financial aid to come in.
Yeah, ours taking like way too long too. Well, partly because like every time my wife's like, we need a giant piece of glass, for the shower to go into one, instead of a wall.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, I
got a glass guy.
I got to ask on the BDM page. I'm going through my contacts, like glass guy. I was like, no, we're calling the company. No, don't call the company. He's like, I'm going on Google. No. And then I'm screaming, and then she goes searching for glass.
Get 3 estimates.
She calls up, and they come. I'm like, the estimate, no. They don't even know me, no. And everything, and then they tell her this is what it costs, and I'm like, no.
It's
I made it cheaper.
Yeah. I'm like, no, $1,300. I'm like, and
everything you've ever
mad
said
about it.
Everything you've ever done, you've always said he's doing it at cost. I'm just going to trade out the labor, and I'm like,
then it never goes right.
But if you do everything like that, so think about it. He's always trading out the labor, which means theoretically he's never paid for anybody to do anything to his house ever.
I'm like, this glass has Taco Bell. Exactly. Where did you get this?
There's blood all over it. It's shaped like a wrecked car.
I think we'll just get a glass etcher to etch this Taco Bell emblem into a flamingo.
You're doing it again? You're bringing back the etched...
that
you're bringing back the soft etched flamingo?
It looks like that flamingo says Taco Bell. It's just the Taco Bell side of flamingo legs. Anyway, so
Miami Subs is a flamingo.
Back to where this disease stems from, because I often analyze this when I get high, and a lot of it is when we get like the new house or whatever, we want the nice stuff, but we can't afford it. But that doesn't stop us.
No, it does not.
When the rest of society is like, well, I'd like to have
taste Diet Coke, but
I'd like to have a brand new bathroom with all this nice tile and the glass or whatever, but I don't want to pay for it. So I'm like, some cases can't even pay for it. I can't afford it.
Physically can't.
But I can
in some
get
ways,
it.
I feel like your trashy bodies would reject something classy and nice.
In a roundabout way, I'll get it. Similar to, I want to be laying in my pool. I can't afford a regular pool, above the ground pool. I'm still laying in water. Bingo bongo.
Exactly.
Still a pool.
Speaking of that, has it turned totally green yet due to crazy?
Somehow it has not, and I don't know how.
There's no water in it, that's why. It's a leaf pool now. Yeah, it's just a pollen collector.
So the last time we used it was for the kid's birthday party, which was October.
Whoa!
Exactly.
Nice.
And we had switched over. I grifted a saltwater system for the pool.
I did not know that.
Nice.
Actually from a BDM too. So we got all that set up.
A saltwater system for an inflatable pool?
This is ridiculous.
Wow. I
want that chlorine.
I'm impressed, man.
Some pool guy got it from some customer and came and installed it for some couple joints.
Hey, just show me. If you flash me, I'll
Not against it.
So
I don't know if it's because it's
you got to be pro it,
that it lasts longer, but we have not touched it since October. And I went out last night or yesterday and looked, and it's still clear.
It's just all salt.
There's just a bunch of pollen.
Is it all bleach?
Something's wrong.
Yeah, because I had a regular pool in Deltona. Now, it wasn't totally regular. It was a vinyl liner. And
with a snake underneath it. The guy installed the vinyl liner with a snake underneath it, and the snake suffocated and died, and you can see the outline of the snake.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Now,
pretty classy.
Partly, it has been cool, so that'll keep the algae bloom. As soon as it gets hot again, it's algae
which is
crazy.
like now.
It's about to go poof crazy.
But see, we plan on taking it down, draining the water, because...
Oh, once you take it down, you never goes back up. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to try to store it?
No, you can't. Yeah, they're unstorable.
Not store it.
You're going to have to hack it apart with a machete.
I was about to check. I will bet you $8,000.
Wait a minute.
There's no way.
Wait a minute. That's our last $8,000. That's going to be able to float us at least until tomorrow.
No one in the history of time has ever successly taken down an above the ground pool, put it in storage, and then set it back up.
That's a fact.
It has never happened. Literally never.
He's
I
right.
will bet you any amount of money
it doesn't happen.
It's impossible.
Well, now listen, because I am a grifter, so keep that in mind before you make a bet with me for money.
No, I know you better than you know yourself. Listen, I know how confident that you can do this. I believe
it's
me.
A confidence off.
If you
I've
were
never
telling
seen
me
this much confidence in one room.
If you were telling me that I couldn't do it, I would have 100%. I would take that bet 100%. And then I'll be taking it apart, and then I'll be like, "Where's those bolts?" And it never happened. And plus, I don't even know where to put it.
No, we're not taking it down for storage. What happened was.
What had happened was
Justin wanted to do it right.
That's your boyfriend?
Yes.
All right.
Fiance.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Which
Congratulations.
is the next grifting project, by the way. She's going to grift that whole wedding.
That's on the list, too. But I wouldn't let him do it properly, so we didn't clear the, level the ground out and all that.
Right. So there's some power tools underneath it.
I was being impatient, and we just put it up, and there's a couple sticks that you can, feel when you step on it, and the kids already popped the last one. This is a new one.
No, you got the sticks under there.
Yeah, we just plan on
out there.
draining it, sliding it over, leveling it out. So we're not taking it down and putting it away.
That's how I like it. I like how he went out there to level the ground and do it by the book, and then you're like, take too long, put it up. Didn't even rake the sticks. He was gonna level
that stick pile.
Listen, in my defense, we did go buy dirt to try to level out the ground, but I'm so cheap that we bought the cheapest dirt possible.
I didn't know there were varying degrees of dirt you could buy.
There is.
You got mulch dirt?
We got the 70 cent a bag
70 cent dirt. Get that free dirt off the side of the road.
No, that's what
God's dirt.
That's what we plan on doing. Actually, you guys are laughing. But there's a big hill in Titusville.
No, the old steel
that everybody used.
You're gonna go to the Titusville Hill.
No, everybody used it to fill up sandbags for the hurricane.
Yeah, they call it the Titus Hill.
So
that's where we're
the Titusville Titus Hill.
Definitely got the ringworm in it.
Oh yeah.
I remember my mom bought some cheap PlayStation or whatever. It's a not ringworm.
There's a condom under my Tonka truck, Mom.
They're like, don't play in it if you're pregnant.
Don't eat.
So if any BDMs have the dirt hookup, holler at me.
Jessica.
Tactical Hat buys dirt on Amazon. Maybe he can send you some.
I got a dirt guy. Wait, that's why.
Who's your dirt guy?
I got Jimmy Dirt. I got
Jimmy Dirt.
I got Joey Dump Truck. I got everything.
Joey Dump Truck and Jimmy Dirt. They work together. They're brothers.
I can get you dirt. In fact, you need to call me anytime you want to do any of these grifting plans.
You're talking. Don't tell me that.
You're talking to your best friend Samantha.
She's anti all of the
grift. She's telling you don't do this.
It backfires a lot.
She's like you.
Well, no, I'm pro churn the butter. I want to see you guys fail.
No, here's the problem though. Sometimes I'm involved.
Yeah,
in the
she gets.
Yeah, you can't get that close.
And I can't say no.
Can't get that close.
Well,
it's like fire. You gotta
every
watch
once
from
in a while,
afar.
I'll bring Daniel to one of my hot tub schemes that you've heard before, and he'll show up and it's his math teacher from third grade. I'm trying to buy the goddamn
and then she's
tub.
like, I promise it works. And then she looks at me. She's like, why did you come here?
And somehow Jimmy agrees to do it. I'm like,
well, he showed up for Split Second, and then you bought me a Happy Meal from McDonald's. He bought me a Happy Meal from McDonald's. And me and Cannon, he bought us like McDonald's was our payment.
Oh my god.
10-piece nuggie.
That's all you want.
That's all you offered.
I don't think I
we didn't have any cash.
You spent it all in the hot
And your
tub.
wife had your new SunTrust card. I remember this story because I never forget.
Well, Jimmy,
Never forget. It sticks in my mind more than 9/11 because it had more of an impact on my life.
Anyway, so back to the hot tub. So I noticed when you finally gave up on that dream that you
I don't think it's gone.
She cut that thing apart with Sawzall. Right?
you were cutting
She'll get
it.
another one.
Was that the easy disposal?
Dude, it was huge.
That was that night's dinner. They have a nice jacuzzi stand.
That's like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. Well, every good grifter knows you just put it back on Craigslist, free hot tub. Someone else will, some other idiot will
Supposed to continue the chain letter.
Yeah. That's the chain letter of grifting. Everybody knows
It
that.
was shattered in so many pieces, like the paneling by the time we got it home that...
Yeah, but people, like...
Did you get one good soak out of it? Or?
Dude,
The kids did.
Some monster listeners had free hot tub one time. I went to their house, and it was vines grown over, like, and the lattice work had crumbled on it. And they had a pet possum that was blind, and they were feeding it grubs on the carpet.
Grubs on the carpet, yeah.
That happened.
It was like Maleficent's hot tub.
So
This is why I need your guidance, Tom.
I know. So I do need a protege to impart my wisdom because I try to tell my kids, my wife tries to like, don't listen to dad, and then
I'm all in.
I tell everybody they all.
I like how there's a hesitation there. She's like, don't listen up, dad, or whatever his name is.
But I was telling you before she got here, she could teach you a couple things. She already grifted some bills over the weekend. She was telling me last night.
What
I'm like,
did
how
you
the
do?
hell?
Yeah. Well, the thing is with
Bills? What do you mean bills?
Yeah, and we could tell. I'm
Wait,
sure
I have tons of bills. I didn't grift those. I bought stuff.
Yeah. The only problem, the thing that you have an advantage over me is I'm awkward, so I like too embarrassed to like haggle with people for the most part, or like call the government and say I'm too poor to pay.
She might be 2.0, man. She might be the better
I'm
version.
so awkward though. Like unless it's about me saving money, then I'm able to push my awkwardness aside. But if they gave me any pushback, I'd be like, okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll try one time.
Okay, you're back. It's kind of like when I used to overdraw my account endless amount of times. And there used to be like, I remember in college, I would have like $400 or $800 worth of overdraft fees, and it was all buying packs of cigarettes and McDonald's and things like that. I overdraw $30 each time.
Again with the McDonald's.
And then I'd call Wachovia, and I'd be like, I didn't know, I didn't understand. I'm poor, I'm a college kid. My mom didn't teach me. And then
my mom
under the bus.
teach me.
And then
you would say that?
Some nice older
Mima.
Usually it was the big black mamas that would cut me a break, and they'd be like, "It's all right,
They're
honey."
better people, man.
Yeah. But if I got like a dude, never come
If
in.
you get a nerd white dude, you're screwed. You're screwed.
So I could call back until I could get the voice that I thought would come me with some slack because she was parental figure and she felt bad for.
I always love getting the lady because normally they're a little bit more compassionate. If you get nerd guy, you're out.
Now here's where I wouldn't do. I wouldn't learn my lesson and then get overdrive protection and then do the same thing over again.
You needed a new dirt pipe exhaust pipe.
Yeah. But it was all small. No, I get that was before when I ruined my credit. This was just stupid, not even checking my account.
Yeah.
Overdraft.
Yeah, it's like Gatorade Fierce and some Parliament Lights.
I would tell them, like, just quit letting me overdraft.
Right.
So
Well, you have to turn that off.
Yeah.
I know, but
Like mine's turned off now because much like you, I'm an older, more advanced version of you.
Yeah.
I got to a point where Andrea just called the bank and said, if he doesn't have the money, he can't buy anything.
Yeah.
So now I'll run it and it just won't work. And then I have to do that move where I'm like, I have to go out to my car and get another card. And then I run in my car and I drive away.
Drive away shameful,
Yeah.
So, let's talk about you still have a hot tub dream, and because everybody in our situation wants a hot tub and never abandons it. There's
You don't grow out of it?
No, like the high school baseball star that has a dream of making it to the big leagues, and then they play like a little AAA ball, and they still have like a part-time job because AAA doesn't pay that much, and then
You normally end up divorced alcoholic coaching a high school, right?
Yeah. then you're like, well, at least I'll be coaching, so I'm around the thing I love. But they abandoned the dream of making it. But we don't do that with hot tubs. Like, it will eventually always have a hot tub.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, see,
I believe her too.
Is that determination?
Yeah.
Now,
are you going to put your hot tub next to your above ground pool?
That's the trampoline's there. So.
Wow, that's the
that
trifecta.
We also grifted.
That's the trifecta. Above ground pool, detachable, not in ground, movable fiberglass jacuzzi, and then jumbo trampoline.
Yeah, trifecta.
Wow.
Insurance companies love me.
Oh, I bet.
So,
just don't list any of that stuff.
No,
how are you going to go about getting this hot tub? Because I know we talked about this before. And
why don't you track our one down?
Well, the problem is you go online and all the next to free or free ones are the possum, the ones that you would be giving me. You know, they don't work. They're obviously a hunk of junk. Like for yours, when you got yours, it was leaking crazy, didn't work.
No, it was actually a really good hot tub. If we would have had the proper means to move it. But what it was
just me and her fiance moving 1,000-pound thing.
Yeah.
So
well, you're supposed to drain it first, guys.
We did that.
No, the way it was in their backyard, they had like a trellis that was lower than the hot tub. So we had to put it on its side and roll it, and we couldn't go that way. Because
not good for the integrity of the
trellis was blocking it.
Not made for rolling.
Right.
But that was the engine on one side breaks off, and then all the pipes.
Oh, yeah.
You hear them crunching as you roll.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happened. But at that point, we were so over it. We were like, just get this thing out of here.
Wow.
Get this out of here.
So,
We basically just moved their trash for them.
That's what it was. They wanted it gone and couldn't get it out. Like they had to, they had to take down their back fence, and we rolled it through the neighbor's yard.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Then you put it on sideways on the back of a truck, and then you
a trailer.
And then you put a tiny red rag on it. That'll save everybody.
You put the red
rags.
Then you use rope because you don't have proper tie downs and stuff.
Use that like nylon rope that IKEA gives you to hold some flat packed furniture on the roof of your Maxima.
Now you still take I-40 if we put the hazards on. You're like, I can't goddamn take 1792 too long.
Takes forever.
And it's almost more dangerous because you're stopping and going too much, and this thing's gonna fall.
It's rolling, and it's rolling. You've only got one ratchet strap. It's rust crazy.
So all you did is bring it to your house and then cut it
all the way into Titusville. And the hot tub was in Orlando.
Did you try to start it up?
Yeah. No, we did.
But you broke it.
Put some of that dirt from the Titusville Hill under it.
We got it back to Titusville and then realized we had no way to get it off the trailer and had like a couple hours to get it back to U-Haul before I'd have to pay for another day of the trailer. Yep. So I frantically reached out on the BDM page and said, anybody can come help us move this.
Some help, yeah.
So
I'll flash you.
A BDM came over and helped us get it off. We got it set up. You know, there was a little bit of a leak, but it wasn't bad, you know. You probably have to fill it, you know,
you put
once every 2 weeks, put a little water in it.
You put some pepper in it. It's like a two-stroke dirt bike's radiator. The pepper finds its way to the leak.
Yeah, it plugs it.
But the problem we ran into was we didn't have the proper outlet for it. So you could either do the jets or the heat. You couldn't do both at the same time.
You gotta go jet seat.
You couldn't get an electrician to put a 220 outside of your house. I was going to do that in Daytona. but there was a whole thing.
Put the pigtail from the washer and dryer on it.
It turns out a long 220 extension cord, fire hazard or something. So it just didn't work.
Drop down.
No, so I mean, of course, like where we had to run it from was the other side of the house. So it would have been like expensive as heck to get it over there.
Yeah. So then you chopped it up.
We eventually.
Yeah, that's what you do when you get. Was it out of you being mad at it, or was it just you had to get it into smaller
just to get it
chunks?
out of the backyard. We couldn't lift it, so we cut it up into pieces.
Now
you should have burned those. If you were a true redneck grifter, you would have burned the fiberglass, big black plumes of smoke.
Yeah. Now it seems counterintuitive, but it turns out that money does actually help this problem.
Right.
Like when you can afford to like call up the hot tub company and order it online, and then they go and set it up for you and do it. Just insanely expensive.
Right. They will clear the sticks too.
And level the ground.
It'll work every time. You get the warranty. If it stops working,
they'll service it too.
They'll service it. It's just so much better to live. It's crazy, but if you're rich, better life. I never would have thought just G&E better life. You can buy what you want and not have to deal with this. But until then, it's grifting ahoy.
Grift crazy.
Yeah. And so besides from the hot tub, any other dreams that you got?
What's your newest?
Any RVs, boats, jet ski? You're a jet ski
Those
girl,
are definitely
right?
on the list.
You want
now that I moved out by the water.
I can see in your eyes that
definitely
you're.
want a jet ski.
Yeah. You and your old man.
Jet
I can
ski,
see you guys on the back of a jet ski. For a while, I had
horse. How about a horse?
No.
No horse.
Not a horse person.
White tiger.
I'd take a tiger.
Yeah, you look like a white tiger person. Yeah, I can see you having one of those.
This is a true story. I don't think I ever told you guys about this, but my mother-in-law had this house in Miami that she rented for a long time before my brother-in-law moved in.
Yeah.
You went to that house.
It's a nice house. I love that house.
Before he moved in, she had UM students renting it, and a couple of renters had two. They were probably like Yamaha 1100 Wave Runners, like twins, exactly the same, on a dual trailer, parked in the back. And when they moved out, they just left it there, right?
Wow.
And and it was sitting there for months. And I remember she told me, hey, I got these two, Yamaha 11, and she sent us a picture or whatever. And I'm like, I'll be there next weekend. And I went down and I called my repo buddy and I was like, hey, can you skip trace these VIN numbers and see? And Jessica laughs because she knows what skip trace it is.
Using lingo.
Every Florida trash person knows. So, no offense.
No.
You got to put an A+ on that.
I know what I am.
Yeah. Well, I can say it because I'm not.
She plays meat bingo. She knows.
I know who
meat
I
bingo.
am.
That's my favorite pastime.
What's meat bingo?
No, don't tell them.
Ever.
Don't tell these guys. They won't accept it.
Don't let them in.
So I went down there, and it turns out that these rich kids bought this and then just defaulted on it. They made a couple payments and then they abandoned them. So the store was obviously looking to repo them, but they had no idea where they were. So for a split second, I was like, well, if I got these up to Orlando and I could never register them because obviously you need title and everything.
Right.
They wouldn't be legal. But if I just got them into a lake, I got an awesome 1100 Yamaha jet skis and I just ride around.
I've got two stolen unregistered jet skis to ride on.
No, not necessarily stolen.
Yeah.
More of abandoned.
Right.
I guess
I found them.
If I kill that bank manager and
I found them.
And if I kill the bank manager and then I sleep in the vault, I can have all of the money. Perfect.
I didn't do it. Be proud of me.
I think that's proud of you for not doing bad stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I drive by and see a boat or a jet ski on the side of the road, I'm like,
yeah. Free boat.
I think about it.
What do you think about stealing? What kind of people are you?
Someone abandoned it. It's not stealing. It's just picking up other people's trash.
Sign that's for sale on it.
They were there for a week on the side of 95.
Yeah. People leave boats on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, Jessica.
Are you going to give her homework?
Well, I'm going to help you with your hot tub. I'm going to start looking on Craigslist
hot
immediately.
in here now.
Facebook Marketplace, you can find some better stuff.
I got to grift an electrician, too.
I got that. I got it. Easy. Yeah, you got to pay him, though, in some ways that you may not be comfortable with.
It's going to be weird.
I'll talk to you about that later.
Have you seen... okay.
We'll keep track of your grifts, Jessica, and you'll come in from time to time and say what your the next thing, and I'll help you with some stuff. I'll even... I won't go on the grifting adventure with you because I've aged myself out of that. But I'll hire Big Tim or
you have.
Yeah. He's above that.
When did that happen? Your birthday was what? Last month?
Well, I'm not interested.
He's not going to benefit from it.
I don't know why any of my friends help me with these things, like you or Jimmy. I wouldn't do it.
People try to be good friends, Tom, but you're just a crappy friend.
You should have said, "You're an idiot. Don't do this. You're stupid." But you didn't do it.
You would have done it anyway.
I blame you.
It's our fault.
No accountability. Okay.
All right, we're going to follow your grifts. So far, she's doing pretty good. We'll see if we can get the hot tub dream going. Hot tub and an electrician. We'll put it out there into the universe.
Yeah. We'll get you one.
We got to take a break.
Yep.
So we'll take a quick break, come back with more A Corporate Time right after this.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan.
So we got Brian Zeimel on the line, and he's from Streamline Mortgage Solutions.
Yes.
I've been talking to him back and forth. There's a lot of misinformation going around that he's been inundated with emails and calls from people that are not, quite sure what the interest rates they're hearing about mean. And
a lot of uncertainty right now. People don't understand. They just hear numbers flying. I would throw myself in that same category of not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And when you hear a zero interest rate, sometimes people go, oh, that's fantastic. But Brian can obviously clear this up a little bit better than we can.
Yeah. So, Brian.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How have you been doing?
It's been a little bit busy, man, but we're doing okay.
So, Brian, let's talk about what you've been, the emails you've been receiving and the misinformation that's floating out there that, when we were talking, you're like, I need to get it out there, get the right information out, because it's obviously confusing to a lot of people.
Sure. So a lot of people have seen on the news how the Fed has cut the rates, which has happened a couple of times now, I think in the last month or so. So that actually does not have a direct effect on the mortgage rates. That affects things more like student loans, car payments, other type of loans like that. The mortgage rates, what's been going on is they had a huge drop in the beginning of this year, January, February.
Yeah.
And then what happened was the banks all got slammed, where they couldn't even handle the volume of business. And the only thing that the lenders can do to slow down the volume is they actually raise rates a little bit. So when they raise rates, it slows the volume so they can get caught up. So that's kind of what's been going on in our world. If you have a client that has a rate in the 3s right now, then they're best to sit tight. If you have clients that, due to these tough financial times are thinking about maybe pulling some cash out to hold them over or pay off some debt, we can definitely help out with that. It's a great time for that right now.
Okay, yeah. I was going to ask you that, Brian, because I did hear from a lot of people. They're like, man, can I take some equity out of my house to float me for these next couple months if my business is, obviously slower than normal and or people are out of work and stuff, and that you could still do that for people because people still have equity in their house. I was talking to Bart Merrick and stuff, and the market has slowed down a bit, but it was people are still selling houses and buying houses, and the equity is still there.
Yeah, so absolutely. So we can look at doing it what's called a cash out refi, or they might just want to get an equity line of credit, which we don't do, but they can go to their regular bank if we don't want to mess with their first mortgage rate. If their first mortgage rate is super duper low, it may make sense for them just to leave it and maybe get an equity line of credit from whoever they bank with. And I can help them work through that. And another thing that's happening behind the scenes is I think you're going to start seeing where they're going to start giving grace periods on mortgage payments. Like remember during the hurricanes where, when it hit a certain area, they gave a lot of homeowners 90 days where they did not have to make a mortgage payment.
Right. Yeah.
And New York, actually we just got an email this morning where New York is starting to roll that out, and I think you're going to start seeing that over the next couple of months, where what they'll end up doing is just putting that mortgage payment on the back of the loan. They'll defer it, but it'll give people some time to breathe, where if you can get a couple of months where you won't have to make a mortgage payment and not have it reporting late on your credit, that'd be awesome to help people out.
Gotcha. So if anybody has any questions, they can give you a call. Again, StreamlineFlorida.com. Brian, he puts a cell phone number up on. You scroll down the page, you'll see the Tom and Dan logo, and that's Brian's personal number.
He encourages you to use it. Yeah, don't get caught up in a scam, misinformation, pie in the sky, too good to be true. Definitely talk to Brian or his team.
Yeah, and he'll let you know what the best business decision is to be made. And I know Brian, who personally called me and said, like, hey, I'm concerned if any BDMs are out of work, and I'm really concerned about your community, and I know that he cares about you BDMs out there, and he really does want to help people as much as he can. So we appreciate that, Brian.
Yeah, my pleasure, fellas. No problem at all.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll text you later, and if any new information comes out, we'll call you again next week, and we'll get it out to the people.
Yeah, and absolutely. If anybody shoots me an email, just make sure that they put their phone number on the email so I can go ahead and give them a call back.
Good call.
Okay, perfect.
Good call. All right, Brian.
All right, fellas, have a good one. Stay safe.
Stay safe, man. Be good. Tell your family we said hey. All right, Brian Zeimel, the owner of our studio, I guess.
From Streamline Mortgage.
Does that mean he's going to make sure he's not going to kick us out, right?
Nah,
we got to get the word out.
Yeah, no, it's
Brian. We got to get the word out. You can't kick us out of your studio, please. We need. We're all living here. But a lot of people don't know that.
Quarantine ourselves.
So much GD misinformation is insane.
I kind of stopped looking at it. I'm definitely distancing myself from social media because the number of people that just kind of go, even friends of mine, and this isn't a dig on them because look, I'm in the same boat. I mean, like you're playing a weird game of like online digital telephone where you just kind of throw up misinformation.
Yeah,
so I've just chosen to take myself. It's almost like quarantining my eyeballs. Seriously, it's like you gotta because you could be part of the problem just by sharing. People are going crazy. And I'm seeing just people that just because they're just frustrated, and it's easy to pass the buck. So
they're also reading things that look real and are slightly changed. I mean, what's crazy is that there are people that are out there in the world that all they do is spread misinformation by changing, you'll take a website and you'll change certain words. So you've seen it happen before where the CDC puts out some information and then someone else will take that, Photoshop it, change some things to make it scarier or misinformation. And then it's nuts that you're like, my job is to there are anarchists or trolls.
Well, no, the Russian troll farms, they want to do that. So if you're a country that hates our country, then you want to infiltrate our news cycle, and then you want to make the stories as outlandish and as crazy as humanly possible. You're beating the beehive. Of course you want to do that.
So, and I guess the only remedy to that is just for people to be skeptical of everything they read and to research. But then it's like no one does that.
But you're digesting stuff that do you even need to digest that you're learning about. Okay, let's see, when you wake up in the morning, I guess, as far as quality of life goes, because we're all in this. I mean, you said it, our guest earlier said it with the No Days Off Orlando deal. We're all in this, but do you need to see it 24/7? Do you need to wake up and see the virus count, the body count? Do we need to see that? I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy to get up and immediately digest.
It's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, I mean,
knowing information is good, but it's literally do what they tell you that the safest practice to do is, and then other than that, watching 24-hour news cycle or looking at scrolling an endless Facebook and just watching panic and people, spread misinformation. It seemingly does nothing for you, except for cause you to be stressed out and then
how do you? I guess the big question
then you act stressed out.
How do you get back to good? I think that's a easier said than done type of deal.
Yeah, well, first it's probably take a break from freaking social media and your phone.
You're
Stop
good at
looking
it,
at it.
You're good at it.
Do some house projects. Literally, the past 3 days, I've been as busy as I've always been, and I just I mean. Honestly, for months, I could do one project after another that I've been putting off for years. So you can keep busy. Although
we have a BDM that wants to give suggestions on what to do with your family while you're social distancing.
All right.
BDM Nick is on line 2.
Line 2, does he know?
I wanted to take the boat out again, but I fear that everybody's going to think the same damn thing I did again, and then I'm going to be at the docks.
Now, Nick, this is a corporate time, so watch your language.
Hey, BDM Nick, you are on the radio, so please watch your mouth. But hey, man, y'all good? Y'all right?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I want to thank you guys first for doing this show today, man.
great time to have a little humor. So thank you very, very much
for that. If you stick around, might as well plug because, we don't know what's going on. If you stick around in about another hour, we're doing the Uncensored Friday Free Show live from our studios.
Yeah.
But we have no plan to stop those. I mean, if we had to, we'd pare it down, probably send Samantha and Butler home. But as far as Tom and I are concerned, this is going to be, business as usual for us. It has to be, and for our clients, for all of our listeners, our BDM listeners like you, we got to provide. I mean, look, we swore an oath. We didn't really, but, we got families, and we're just going to try and keep it as normal as we can, which is not going to be very normal, but like we said, we're all in it together.
Right on, man. Yeah, no, I think it's the right attitude. I definitely want to say a couple of things we've done just around the house. I mean, I work from home. I'm a HCM consultant, and my wife is home with our child. So a couple of things we've done just as we've kind of quote-unquote self-quarantined to stay away from the world. Gardening has really helped keep us sane. So we've been digging up some beds and getting some soil borders and sowing some seeds.
Boring
yeah,
as
exactly.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah. Here's the
gardening. Let's all garden, everybody. Want to garden?
You did this to yourself, sir.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing.
Tom and I, we sort of disagree. I think Tom is in a place of, I'm in ultimate comfort right now because all of you MFers listening to this right now finally get to know what it feels like to be in my brain every single minute of the day. I'm running at pandemic anxiety levels at all times.
Yeah.
At all times, I'm like everything. Look, what's that? What's coming to get me? What's that? What's this? What's that? I'm gonna die.
You're better prepared than the rest of us. Like
I'm calm, mentally, cool as a cucumber. I mean, I'm like, what am I gonna watch on TV tonight?
Daniel has thought he was gonna die for 30 years.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
You've been preparing this his whole life.
I have been waiting my entire life to almost die.
He's a pro.
We're here, folks. We're at Nirvana.
Daniel's been here.
I know.
He's been here for years.
Born to do this, Tom. I was born this way. Born to do it. Born to die.
Well, here, let me open myself up for attack again. So
we can do some boring gardening.
Some stinky old gardening. Right? What's that going to do? Feed you? Boring.
Here's the problem. As much as I'm embarrassed to admit this, Crystal did say,
don't talk about your tower garden.
Let's get the tower garden back up and running. I did it yesterday. By the way, by my goddamn self, none of the family wanted to help me. I called them. I'm like, Tommy, Max, come in here. I'm washing.
You know why? Because gardening's boring.
I know.
You think your two millennial sons want to play with their toys, video games,
and my
Gen Z, right?
And Crystal didn't even help me, so I'm out there by myself washing the damn
mildew,
the soil off some strawberries.
Wash your strawberries
to put.
Yeah, that'll save you.
In my tower garden, and no one even my kids won't even watch me. And then
that'll save you. How many strawberries to split between the four of you?
Well, no, it's not to save. It was just something to do.
I know. Is that why you're an all green? You're a gardener now? Do you have a green thumb?
I thought this was a gray shirt.
Tom looks like he's in a damn jumper right now, like a leprechaun.
Tom's double blind. He's actually blind and colorblind, which is blind.
Here's the problem with gardening is that there's a lot to do at the beginning. The middle
the waiting period. You can die. You can die during the waiting period. Oh, you mean I get to go out there and spray some hot pepper? Oh, spray some Tabasco on there. You want the mites to get your maters.
Gardening's like Westworld. Middle stinks, confusing as hell.
You know what?
Don't know how it works.
That's pretty damn good.
Why are we in Nazi Germany now?
Give us something else too. I think Norm Macdonald said it best with his coronavirus stand-up where he said, "Hey, you guys remember when washing your hands didn't take 3 hours?" Okay, so let's go ahead and give us something else to crap on.
Chickens. Gotta get chickens. Right now, you can get chickens at Tractor Supply. They got chicks. They're like $2 a piece. You can buy them. Chickens will produce eggs, right?
Oh,
hold on. I like this idea. You know what? I'm not going to crap on this. Where do I keep my chickens if I live in a town hall?
You don't have to crap on it. They'll crap all over your yard. That's
can you keep them in the parking lot?
Can I keep them on my balcony? I'll just have to hobble their wings so they can't fly over the railing.
You actually, in all reality, you probably could. I mean, if you had like 2 of them. But, dude, I'll tell you, when I went to get a coop, I live in a neighborhood where you're not really allowed to have chickens, but
oh my God.
I've got my own house. So I have the back of I emailed you guys. There's some pictures in the email. I sent it earlier this morning.
In the trash.
Anybody that sends me an email that says, "Hey Dan, check out my coops," I delete it immediately.
And is it the fact that you live in a nice neighborhood and then they don't, like, your association won't allow chicken coops? Because when this is all over, they'll come stomp those chickens. I mean,
when this gets worse, I mean, you're only. I'm going to tie up your family and steal your coops. You know that, right?
It's all right, man. I'd happily give you guys some free eggs.
You wait a minute. So I roll up in my post-apocalyptic Jeep with Tom mounting the gun on the back. I pull up, and then you're like, wait, don't burn my house down. I'll give you free eggs. And I'm like, all right, just shoot one warning shot. And Tom's like, boom, with a big 30 cal off the back.
I mean, I'll shoot your mailbox.
you got to shoot something. Something's getting shot. So what do you choose to shoot? What can we shoot at your house?
You can take the dog. It's a bat.
I don't want to shoot an animal. Wait, you give us the dog? All right, we'll take the dog and the free eggs. And no shots fired.
I've been trying to get Tom to get a basset hound. I'm that guy.
Oh, you're the basset hound guy.
Now it seems...
Butler, enough with the packages. There's stuff outside, man.
Is he eating all the pizza?
It seems like getting chickens is just adding a bunch of extra BS to... it's like adding misery to my staying at home.
Yeah, I agree with you.
If I want eggs, I'll just go to Publix.
Yeah, to my family, it's like I have me...
Wash my hands.
And I have Andrea, and I have my daughter, right? If I add, like, let's say I get 3 chickens, aren't I just adding 3 dumber children than Maisie where eggs fall out of their butts?
Yeah. It's
but you get the eggs.
Now,
bonus.
I don't even like eggs that much.
They're not that expensive.
You know what I wish fell out of them? White Claw.
I can walk across the street and get hundreds of eggs if I want to, unlimited eggs.
Now, if you could make a chicken that can
still producing eggs.
If you could make a chicken that can, like, do chickens waddle? That'll waddle over to me and then lay an ice cold Coors Light in my lap that came out of him cold. Then I'm in.
Silver bullet chicken.
I want a silver bullet chicken.
What else we got besides from
gardening and chickens
and raising chickens?
Like, what about just general things to do with your kids?
What about iPads?
I mean, ultimately, I think the biggest thing is, everybody's got to remember it's stressful on the kids too, right? So I think the best thing you could really do with your kids at this time is just kind of promote family time. Get out as far as your yard goes.
We're not allowed to get out.
Your yard.
What, are we going to go sit in the yard and play Uno?
I've heard if you give them an iPad, they'll just sit and look at it all day, every day.
Yeah. Well, there's a phrase about that. It's if you give a kid an iPad.
Yeah, especially YouTube. They love the YouTube. They'll just scroll that for, hours. You won't even hear them.
I believe it was Jesus who said, if you give a kid a toy, he'll come and bother you. If you give your kid an iPad, he'll leave you alone.
I get it. If I just make fun of everything, it goes back to normal. I try to be responsible.
It was weird.
I know
it was weird. He put his headphones out. He goes, "We gotta get the info. We gotta get the info out."
I can't do it.
Don't do it. We don't want you to.
I know. I guess you can go and get all the actual information and the responsible stuff from other places.
Don't hold us responsible.
Do you want to get
I don't know what to do.
Do you want to get the info or you want to shoot a goddamn mailbox?
I want to shoot the mailbox. I personally, I'm like, goddamn, I have a responsibility here.
But nobody comes to us for news.
I know. I just feel bad because it's like, the...
Case in point, this nerd's still on the line.
Because he doesn't know what to do. He's bored.
People, I talk to clients of ours and they're struggling because their businesses get shut down and stuff.
I'm worried about them.
And they got employees and stuff, so that amps me up to be more serious. I'm like, God damn, like when, get the information.
Don't want all serious.
I know.
We need a break. Too much serious.
I know. And that's what I just...
Friday.
It just dawned on me. I'm glad we got this out.
I started laughing when Brian Zimo was on the line because I could hear him licking his lips in my ears.
Yeah.
And I was oddly turned on for a second.
I know. Well, it's there's so much like it's the stress level of everybody that is like affecting me because I feel everybody's anxiety.
You're an empath.
And,
can you feel this? Did you feel what I was doing right there?
It's funny because
Let's just say you were Dan Aykroyd.
Daniel's right. His anxiety level's always maxed to the peg. So
I'm used to it.
I don't feel his. I feel everybody else's just general heightened worry and anxiety.
Oh my God, you're right. I'm exactly the same, aren't I? Everybody else is heightened anxiety.
That's what's bothering me. It's not you.
I'm Blade of anxiety.
You're less anxiety.
I'm anxiety vampire, which is the worst vampire to be.
But
I'll suck your problems.
Here is the thing. Like you can just do a lot of stuff at your house. Like my wife, for instance, she read something about like getting a schedule because all the kids are out of school. And I thought it was BS, and I laughed at it. And my kids actually like looking at
kids need structure, man.
I never had it. I never can't even do it.
But how good do you feel when Samantha has the whole day planned out and you know exactly what to do? When you come in here, you're commanding everything because she's got it all scheduled out.
Fights me tooth and nail. But
old mommy podcast over there's got her schedule ready. I want sippy cup.
So I don't know if it's going to work for everybody's kids, but it seemingly my sons like to go look at it's literally hour by hour, like every 30 minutes.
It's probably harder for people with teenage kids, right?
Yeah.
Those kids are going to want to get out.
You just give them the iPad.
Give them an iPad. What else you got? You got anything else, or is it just gardening and chickens? Is that all you got for us?
No, the other thing I'll say, too, is just projects, period. Just anything like, I know, Dan, you're big on Legos.
Period. Lego! I'm not big on those Legos. I let go those Legos.
I got to clean my gutters, clean my garage, clean my pool
just
shed.
do chores, basically.
I got to pressure wash. I got to, there's like an endless amount.
That's not fun.
What about Mario Kart and some Legos?
No, I don't do any fun.
No fun.
No, I only
What if your gutters are clean? You got to clean them again.
Well,
scrub your boat.
I have an endless, I got to wax my boat because it's
just get
dry
baked into
rotting.
your boat.
There's
baked into the Satan boat.
There's so much pollen.
I heard you got to fill your boat up with water so you have drinking water. That's what I heard.
My WRX is, my trunk is filled with pollen to the top.
It's in the trunk, too, which is weird. You must have actually sat on your opener and opened your trunk one night because it's just filled with yellow powder.
But I think if everybody looks hard enough, you could find a couple dozen things to do around your house. Paint your baseboards.
Paint your baseboards.
Yeah. Like all these things, like my baseboards look like garbage.
I ripped my baseboards off.
Clean.
I've completely gutted my house.
Clean my grout.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest thing to do is just, everybody stay cool. Like, it's cool. We'll get it all figured out, man. And in the meantime, keep yourself busy. Like, be nice to people. Just relax. I mean, it's the end of something, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I like that.
Your nerdy voice it just makes me seem like you're weak, and I'll steal your food.
I'm going to come get your chickens, man.
Yeah.
I size up everybody now, and since I'm not the most
track your
physically,
phones and we know where your chickens are.
I'm not the most physically crazy big guy, not a ton of strength here, but I can already tell that I could outsmart you through a series of traps. And your family would be working for my corporation.
So,
you would enslave us all.
I wouldn't. It's more of a give and take. I mean, after a while and through a series of brainwashings, you'll come to love me.
I know we got to go, but how old are your kids?
I've got one kid. He's 3 years old.
There you go. Perfect age because I don't really know much.
Yeah. That age.
I do think I'm dodging a question bullet. Because,
you got to keep the news off, though.
Yeah, you do, because May will ask.
Yeah.
She's like, what is that guy do? What are they talking?
I'm like, oh, God.
Earmuffs.
No. Wholesome family entertainment. No news.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm doing a poll of all the people I'm going to enslave. What kind of haircut do you want? Because I was thinking of going standard Kim Jong-un everybody has. Because I want everyone to adopt my haircut.
Yeah. You're going to get the un.
Yeah. Are you vote yes on un?
Yeah, I'm yes on un haircut, and I want Amish clothing if possible.
I was going to go jumpsuit, and don't you dare overrule me. If I cut your root off, I'll stick the dogs on you. Just like I did my brother.
We submit.
Okay, get out of here. Go get your un cut.
Be safe, dude.
I'm urging everyone now to go ahead and get your un cut get a pre-oon cut. It's coming. I'm coming to get you.
Yeah. Pre-oon. All right. So we're...
I finally got you to smile.
We're done with ACT for right now. We're
That's how we're going to finish shows from now on. We're so business. When we get to the end of it, we'll be like, "This is done. We are done now."
Yeah, we'll get back to honestly, we haven't been recording for the past couple of days.
We're rusty.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know about you, but I've been high for the past 3 days.
Oh yeah, me too.
Man, to the moon.
That's the only thing I did.
The first day we were off.
I hoarded some THC. I apologize. They still got a bunch, though. I asked them. They got unlimited. So not that many people have cards, so you can go hoard all the THC you want.
I have to admit something I did. The first day we were off, I haven't been sleeping good, so I got up at my normal time, and I got up at like 6:45 when I normally would get up, but I smoked, and then I fell back asleep till 11 o'clock. Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. All right, guys. Well, hey, have a good weekend. Try to stay safe. To those of you who caught this live, all of our content's twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Go on YouTube. All the replays, including this, will be up there. Just search Tom and Dan Live.
And on the front of TomandDan.com, I know our restaurant and bar sponsors are obviously hit the hardest right now, effective immediately. Their revenue has been cut almost
sad,
by all.
Yeah.
So on TomandDan.com, we're putting together a page. If you go to the front, I know for Twitch it'll be up soon, but by the time you're hearing this on the radio, it'll be up, where you can go buy gift cards to some of our restaurants and bars. Some of them are offering incentives and stuff, and at least if you can, purchase a gift card for future use, because it'll help our sponsors get through the next couple months when they have limited revenue, because they all have employees that they're trying to take care of and stuff. So that could be something you could do to help purchase a gift card for a bar or restaurant and to use it when everything's back to normal. But at least they're going to get some revenue right now to help them keep in business.
We'll try and prop them up a little bit the best that we can. As things change, you'll be hearing from us, and I'm sure we'll have more and more to report from our fine businesses very, very soon.
Yep. All right, guys, stay safe. We're going to do the Friday free show. That'll be all our content, TomandDan.com, or get the app. Just search Tom and Dan. All right, guys, see ya.